Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, the first ever live stream, Mr. Stelios on Spurs. Welcome, thanks for being here everyone on this Friday evening or morning or late evening or whatever time it may be, whatever part of the world you're tuning in from. Maybe you're watching it later on after this is live. First of all, just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's subscribed to the channel already. Unbelievable, over 500 people have signed up and we haven't even got going yet. So I can only say thank you and appreciate it. Hopefully the content will match the beginning stages of the popularity that is being expressed by your good selves, of course. So thank you once again, everyone. Smash the like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. You can see it all down there, scrolling, telling you, asking you. Yeah, you know what to do. So what I want to do for this first ever stream, things like intro music and outros, I'm going to have that all sorted out at some point in the next couple of weeks. But for now, we're just winging it. I'm just going with the flow. I'm going to go for about half an hour because there's a few things that I need to talk about that needs to be spoken about, and then I'm going to bring in some guests after the first kind of 30 minutes and whatnot. So quick hello to everyone in the chat. Daryl Denton, regular name I've seen pop up many a time on many a channel. Sporting Journey, Swifty, big up Swifty as always. Droid, Eugene, Big Les. Is that the Big Les who sits in the South Stand? Jamaican guy. Is that you, Big Les? Big Les 666. Let me know. K Bassi, Beyond 72, deep soulful house mixes. By the way, here I'm going to turn this into my DJ music studio. The Technics, the Pioneer, everything's going to be set up here. Then over there is going to be more computer and software. And so I'm going to turn this kind of basement Cypriot man cave into it's going to become my media studio over the next 2-3 months. So watch out for that. Big up Scott Spur, Tot Spur, Furball in the house, Destiny, how you doing? K Bassi, Lee Moody, Rock Spur, AJR, big up, big up. Maisie Adventure, how are you? James Kirk, Gary Officer. That's Spurs podcast. One Spurs Kings, Yanni, Av Spurs, big up to you. Always see you at the protest. Sean Brown, Jim Julien. Guys, listen, thanks for being here. Let's get the show on the road. So I've called this first live stream Stelagation Express train. All aboard, and you can see the trains coming off the rails, people hanging onto the tracks for dear life. It's because this is the state of Tottenham Hotspur. The train has come off the rails, and I might as well drive it because you know what? Good. This is what the club deserves. And a lot of fans don't want to say that. They don't want to go there because it's a very, very difficult conversation. But this is the reality of it. Let's go back 5 years. There I am with my clown mask, mocking Levy. And look at the background. You can count about 6 protesters against the fence in the distance below the trees. And then just to the side of me, another 2 or 3 protesters. So there's about 10, 15 of us there protesting. That's me with Mr. K. There I am in the high street. Made the newspapers, the tabloids. Graham Souness was talking about the protests. There I am with Maz from Spurs Corner. Obviously, that protest is a bit bigger. There's about 50, 60 of us at that one. But guys, this is going back. This is going back 4 or 5 years ago. We were saying Enoch out, Levy out. We've got a big problem in this club. Nobody wanted to listen. None of the YouTubers, none of the podcasters, none of the journalists, none of the big media outlets like Sky, TNT Sports, Talk Sport. Nobody wanted to hear this. And it beggars belief. So we launched Tottenham Away. There's Tottenham Away. And look at the videos. What have Enoch and Levy improved? Enoch and Levy out. 2,000 fans at the Levy protests. Only the Enoch out and Levy out group has the backbone. You know, look at these videos. They're dated 2 years ago, 1 year ago, 3 years ago. we did interview with fans that went to the protest. So there's Ashmatic, there's Preston, Zappa, William, Mike. You know, we tried. We really, really tried. And we got called toxic, divisive, scum, gooners, Chelsea. We hate Tottenham. I couldn't believe it. You know, I look back now and I just think of all the crap we went through. How right were we about this? You know, this isn't about point scoring or I'm right, you're wrong. But how right were we about ENIC? And nobody wanted to listen. Someone sent me this video today. This was 4 years ago, okay, on Tottenham, We Are Tottenham TV. And the title is Stel Rages About Tottenham, Top to Bottom. And I that was my first ever big rant about the ownership on a big platform. It's the first time I went on a big platform and really went in on ENIC and Levy. It's just unbelievable that 4 or 5 years of all of this, we are now paying the consequences of all those fans not listening, all those journalists, pundits not listening. No one wanted to give us the time of day. This is the consequence now. You know, there was Brian Daigle, Eugene Spurswasian. Trying to think who was with us at the time. Obviously, all the Tottenham away crew. Ryan Isaacs, Ben Kaufman, Ben and Sim. You know, Ben and Sim. They were on board. They were on board with the ownership issue. They were at the protests. Ashmatic was there. Well, he came later on, actually. Ash and Marlon came later, but there weren't many of us. There weren't many of us there. Phil P, but he's not a YouTuber. Obviously, there's the original protesters who don't have YouTube channels and podcasts, whose names I won't mention because they might not want their names mentioned, but I always see them in the chat. They know who they are. Guys, the club is absolutely it's wrecked. It's wrecked. The academy has no player pathway so that the young players can flourish and develop in our first team. Instead, we waste money on Odeberts and Tells and all this nonsense instead of using that money to buy quality players and try and develop our academy players. The manager merry-go-round is a shit show. We hire managers at the wrong time. We sack managers at the wrong time. We don't back the good managers that we have. Recruitment is at an all-time low. Injury crisis, medical team problems. Players don't want to be here. We've got the board now turning against each other, which we'll discuss tonight. Fans are divided on everything and anything. And we're on course for relegation because of it. But like I said, this is what the club deserves. We tried. We really, really tried, guys. We so tried to avoid this. But we were the minority, and we still are the minority now. And for me, I'm now at a place where I'm just saying, I want relegation. And people have coined it Stelagation. I want Stelagation because it's not going to change, guys. Nothing's going to change if we stay in the Premier League. Nothing's going to. Our fans certainly won't change. And that's our fans need to change before the owners, because it's our fans who accept this, who tolerate this, who buy into this, who refuse to take action. They give ENIC what ENIC wants. ENIC is getting what it wants from the fan base, the customer. We as fans can force change, but we don't want to. We're simply not interested in it. You know, 4 or 5 years ago, we tried. Even recently, it's not working because not enough fans want to get involved. But they all want to complain. They all want to moan. They all want to whinge. They all want to whine. They all want to tell you, oh, that's the problem. This is the problem. This is the problem. That's the problem. That doesn't work. And everyone's like, well said. Well done. Brilliant. I like this person. He says all the things that I think. It means absolutely jack shit if you don't do anything about it. It means nothing if you don't take action on it. Oh, but he's brilliant. He is. He's really, really good. I like listening to him. Why? Because you both don't do anything about it. You know, the Abby Summers, the Chris Cowlins, the Flavs, half the guests on Last Word on Spurs, some of the guests on We Are Tottenham TV. expressions. None of them take action. Not a single one of them goes to a protest. None of them boycott. None of them demonstrate. What do they do? I mean, the Spurs Supporters Trust, they're my favourite. They're great, aren't they? We're going to write a letter. We're going to write an email. We're going to send a letter of complaint. We're going to tell them that we're frustrated. We're dissatisfied. But these are the people that get put on mainstream media and all the big platforms. And they go on those channels, and what they say, the board, we're frustrated. Something has to change. Blame the manager. Blame Romero. Blame Van der Ven. Blame Richarlison. Blame Archie Gray. Blame Vicario. They just tell you whatever direction the wind is blowing, they go in that direction, and they just narrate. They just narrate the direction of travel rather than actually doing something about what they're frustrated about, what they're complaining about, what they're moaning about. All of them are the same, guys. All of them. I'd say Ricky Sachs is probably the only one of the big boys that's actually come on board and attends the protests. You know, he actually goes to them. You've got to give him his dues. Fair play to him. But half the people that go on his channel, they all moan and complain and whinge and whine. They do absolutely jack shit. Nothing. You know, we're a fan of moaners. So the reason I've come to a place where it's time to relegate the club is because these fans that all know, right? 5-6 years ago, look at the size of the protest. There's about 10 of us there, guys. There's 10 of us. 5-6 years ago, none of these people wanted to know. Now they all want to talk about ENIC. They all want to talk about Lange and Vinay and Charrington and the Lewis family. They all want to talk about it. That's great. But they do nothing about it. So even now, where the entire fan base knows ENIC is the problem, every fan now, they now know that those idiots, those protesters, those toxic people, they actually had some real solid points that they were trying to raise. Now that they've all come to our way of thinking, they still don't take action. So what chance have we got? What chance have we got of this club progressing if the fans don't take action? What chance have we got, guys? Because as soon as we change manager, as soon as we sign one good player, as soon as we spend a little bit of money, everyone's going to jump on it. Right, yeah, it's being fixed now. It's being fixed. Choo-choo, all aboard the ENIC train, choo-choo. It's crazy. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. And I'm you know, I was watching Abby Summers on, Talk Sport. You've got Ben Bowman, Sonny Talk Spurs, Abby Summers, DJ Majestic or MC Majestic. They all moan, they all complain, they all talk about ENIC. None of them protest, none of them boycott, none of them demonstrate, none of them do diddly squat. But, you know, they're the voice on Talk Sport telling all the fans, these are the problems, this is what's wrong. I feel like crying. I feel like crying that you don't act on how you feel. I feel like crying that you moan, complain, and agree with all the things us protesters have been saying, and you still don't want to get involved. So we don't have a hope in hell, guys. We don't have a hope in hell. I saw this floating around the other day. No spend for ENIC. Attend the game, support the team, spend nothing in the stadium. That's not going to happen. After the Arsenal game, when we got battered 4-1 by our arch rivals, the South Stand was packed after the game. Beers, hot dogs, noodles, pizzas. So, you know, as much as I'm all for this, I'm 100% behind this, guys. This isn't going to happen. This isn't going to happen. We've officially become a banter club, you know. Look at this. Look at this. It's just, you know, the manager holding an Arsenal cup. You know, first Frank, and now they're creating AI images of Tudor holding an Arsenal cup because of how bad we are. It's just, we're a disgrace. We're an absolute disgrace. I don't know if you saw, but I predicted the Atletico Madrid game, the result. But it wasn't about predicting the result. It was, I knew we were going to fall apart and things were going to go wrong. I just knew it. Because And this is the delusion in our fan base. There were fans that thought we might get something at Atletico because we were okay in the Champions League, forgetting how bad we've been away from home. We were crap against Bodo, lucky to get a draw. Don't forget Bodo missed a penalty. We were awful against Monaco. We took the lead against PSG, then we collapsed. We've been terrible on the road in Europe. But fans thought, no, we can get something in this game. And, if we lose, it will only be by a goal. I just couldn't believe what I was listening to, guys. I genuinely do not understand where our fans' mindset is at anymore. I don't get it. They still think our team is capable with this crap manager, with the previous manager, Frank, who was a joke. I still stick by. We should never have sacked Ange. I know it's a very unpopular opinion. And I know a lot of you fans out there, you call me flip-flop and flip-flopios, but tell me how it's worked since we've sacked Ange, guy. Tell me how it's worked out for us. It's been a disaster. Absolute, this is the worst season ever so far in the Premier League. Would Ange have done much better? I don't know. But we should have stuck with that happy camp. We had a happy camp and we tore it apart, But I knew we were going to lose to Atletico Madrid. As soon as this guy did his interview saying Atletico's not the favourites. Remember, Tottenham came fourth in the league phase. We came through the playoffs. It's clear that we are not the favourites. Mate, he bantered us and absolutely took the piss with that whole interview. When I saw that interview, I thought, we've lost the game. He's just done a Conte. He's just done a Conte or a Mourinho-type news press conference that only ends one way. And that's exactly how it ended. And of course, after that game, the sensational Tottenham Hotspur trust. Tonight's performance and result is a total disgrace. It's symptomatic of the abysmal state of things at Spurs right now. From the January transfer window to the management appointments, the lack of leadership, the total absence of anyone with a Spurs pedigree informing these decisions. Where is the daring to do? Where are the echoes of glory? No one gives a shit. Who cares what you've just said? You refuse to protest Tottenham Hotspur Supporters Trust. You refuse to boycott. You refuse to demonstrate. But what you do, you put a tweet out. Well done. Excellent. A tweet. That's really going to change things. And of course, what did the club do when Tottenham Hotspur saw that Spurs Supporters Trust message? What did they do? They kept Igor. They kept Tudor on. They didn't sack him. They didn't remove the manager. They just carried on as normal. So, guys, these things aren't working because we're not prepared to take the kind of action required. And of course, if you dare call out other fans and say, but you are the problem because you moan, complain, whinge and whine and do nothing about it, people like me are then told, oh, back your team for fuck's sakes. These fans that tell me to back my team are the same fans that walked out at half-time against Crystal Palace when there was 45 minutes to go. They are the same fans that walked out after 20 minutes in Madrid when there was 70 minutes to go. So it's okay for them to walk out the stadium, but I've got to back my team. Right. I always back my team, but I'm just not deluded with it, guys. I'm honest with what I'm seeing. I'm honest with the way the club runs. I'm honest with the way we make decisions. And I'm honest with just the complete and utter sabotage ENIC represents. Levy, the Lewis family, and all that board that they hire and employ, the lot of them are traitors. They are traitors to the Spurs badge. That they should all be done for footballing crimes, the lot of them. But again, you can't say these things. It's offensive. Someone's going to get upset. Mate, just because you're offended doesn't mean what I said is offensive. It means you're just too weak to hear the truth. And like I said, look, 5 years ago, guys, we were doing this. We've been doing it for a long time. Just back your team. I back my team by protesting so that my team gets the proper support it needs, proper recruitment, proper managers, proper investment, proper scouting, proper development of the academy players. None of that happens at Tottenham. None of these things work at Tottenham Hotspur. That's why I protest, because I support my team. I want my team to be given the kind of support that no manager has ever been given. Poch, Mourinho, Conte, and even Frank wasn't properly backed. We had a complete injury crisis. We were falling apart, and we got into that January window, and it's one of the most horrendous January transfer windows for a team that's in free fall, injury crisis galore. We signed Conor fucking Gallagher. And 2 kids. So even Frank wasn't backed, if we're going to be honest about it. But, you know, just support it. So whatever the club does, just back it. Just agree with it. You've got to support whatever the club does. No. This is why we're in a relegation crisis. The fans that back ENIC, the fans that refuse to protest, the fans that refuse to demonstrate, this is the consequence of your actions. This is the consequence. This is the current form guide for our club in the Premier League. We're rock bottom. The last 10 games, we've only picked up 3 points, and our rivals for relegation have picked up 7, 10, and 11. That's why they've caught us. This is why we've been caught. Our goal difference, -11. So what exactly are we supporting, guys? What exactly are people asking me to support? It's a shit show. Relegate the club. ENIC need to be punished. They need to have their pockets rinsed. They need to be forced into a position where they can't keep sacking managers, because you can't afford to keep sacking managers if we go down. They can't afford to waste money on Richarlisons and Solankis and Ndombele's, these stupid expensive signings. They can't afford to keep buying a bunch of kids that don't work out. They can't afford to not bring through the academy. They can't afford to not have a philosophy and identity, because if they don't do these things, we won't get promoted back to the Premier League. And if we don't get promoted, more pain, more financial distress. It will force their hand to either learn, fix the football, or piss off, leave. But if we carry on like this, I'm just going to listen to fans saying, be positive, just back the team, do as you're told. No, because this is why we're in this mess. We're in this mess because of your fake positivity. We're in this mess because of your deluded optimism. We're in this mess because you don't want to take action, guys. This is the reality, you know. Our club has got no connection with the fan base. They're absolutely clueless. And it's things like this that, you know, today they put out best wishes to Kinski. Go look at the comments. It was savage. Absolutely savage. Does no one in the club think, right, Kinski is all over the media for all the wrong reasons. Let's not put him in the media a bit more. No, they go and do it, and it's carnage. They have no idea. None. And yet we've still got fans saying, just back it. Just keep supporting this nonsense. No. This is why we're in the mess. Vinay out. Lange out. Everyone's talking about these two, aren't they? Every single platform. Vinay, Lange, Vinay. Why is no one saying ENIC out? When we start protesting, guys, ENIC out. That's Ben from We Are Tottenham TV at the European Super League protest. Look at the banner he's holding. ENIC out. ENIC. Daniel Levy owns 30% of ENIC, which is why Levy had to go as well. That's why it was also Levy out. For things to change, the hierarchy needs to change. But no one's talking about ENIC out. Nobody. It's just Lange and Vinay, which basically means people think if we get rid of Vinay and if we get rid of Lange, everything will be okay. No, it won't. No, it won't. We've had Hitchin, we've had Mitchell, we've had Kamoli, we've had Arneson, we've had Paratici. What changed? What changed? ENIC need to go, guys. But like I've said, we don't stand a chance because our fan base, they're just not interested. Our fan base will gaslight you. Our fan base gaslights each other. I'll give you a really good example of what I'm talking about. Nice bloke. Always talks with a good nature about him, right? I'm not here to attack his personality. I'm attacking his actions as a Spurs fan. When we hired Tudor, he put out these videos. The real reason Igor Tudor will save Tottenham from relegation. Why Moani is the perfect striker for Igor Tudor. Puts out these videos. And then the same guy, 3 weeks later, why Sean Dyche will save Spurs. Yes, Sonny Talk Spurs, one of our Talk Sport representatives. Sonny, what are you doing, bro? Like, what are you doing? You've made all these amazing videos why Tudor's going to save us and Moani's about to cook. And 3 weeks on from your explanation of why everything's okay, now we need Sean Dyche. It's, guys, this is what I mean. This is exactly what I mean. What chance have we got? But again, if anyone points this out, right, if I point this out to you, I'm toxic, I'm negative, I hate Tottenham, I'm blaming the fans. No, I'm being honest. I'm just saying it as it is. When Igor Tudor signed, guys, I was not on board with it. I was not on board with it. Go on the Spurs 5 channel. I was not on board with it. I said when it happened, I don't know about this. Oh, for crying out loud, Stel, just be positive for once. That's what Johnny always says. Just be positive. And then 2 weeks later, Johnny's copying what I say. You know, I love Johnny to bits, but he's another one. He just jumps on the next shiny object that's given to him. Lubo's like that too, both of them. I love them to bits. They're good guys, but they jump on this nonsense too. I mean, they're not quite Sonny-esque. Tudor's going to fix us. Moani's about to be the best striker in the Premier League, and they go and put all these videos out. They don't do that. They just try and back whatever the club does, but that's the problem. It's backing it instead of, no, we're not accepting that. We need to take action against that. Tudor should not have been appointed, and I said it at the time. I was Tudor out after the Arsenal game. After the Arsenal game, I looked at 5 things that occurred in that game, and I thought, this manager's awful. What have we done? Oh, you can't want him out after one game. Oh, for fuck's sake, still. Okay, I'll shut up then. And then when it all collapses, I'll be allowed to speak again. And then people will say, do you know what? Maybe we should. I don't think we should have hired Tudor. Go look at all the content created when Tudor was hired. Go watch it. So many they were on board with it, guys. They backed it. They backed ENIC's decision. They backed it. And then we wonder why we're in these relegation crises. It's not going to end, guys. It's this doom loop, and fans keep falling for it. They keep getting sucked in by it. And this doom loop is why we're in the relegation crisis and we're not standing up and taking action. There was one guy, he was probably one of the most toxic, nasty operators. This guy, I'm going to attack him personally. He was the most nasty, toxic operator in the game when it came to the protesters. He was really rancid. The way he spoke about me, Brian Daigle, and a couple of others, this guy was rancid. His name was SW Spurs, okay? Never shows his face, always hides, but he's got plenty to say about us. He is now complaining about ENIC, the same guy. He put this message out recently. There's a current view where fans are almost accepting relegation as a time for a reset. Be clear about one thing. There is not a cat in hell's chance ENIC will sell, especially as they know by going up again, the value goes back up. There is absolutely no upside with relegation. They won't get promoted if they don't fix the football. They won't get that business valuation back unless they get back into the Premier League, which means they have to fix the football. Otherwise, they won't get promoted. But again, here he comes again. Here he comes again. He was wrong 5 years ago. He was wrong 2 years ago. He was also wrong about Thomas Frank, and he's going to be wrong again because he will always find a way to protect. Notice how not once, he doesn't say, we need to get rid of the board. It's time to get rid of Enoch. He doesn't want to say those things because he's one of these people that thinks by always being optimistic, deluded, fake positive, that means you support Tottenham and you're doing the best for your club. When actually you're doing it a disservice. You're facilitating the decline. It is people like SW Spurs that have facilitated the collapse of Tottenham Hotspur. He was completely against all of us that were trying to stand up for change. And I've got to say, talking about change for Tottenham, I don't understand what is going on, right? I messaged Billy T. I also spoke with Jay on WhatsApp. They're two of the guys that help run Change for Tottenham. I said to them, guys, everyone in the fan base now is pointing the finger at the top. Arrange a protest. You did one before. You had 2,000. I reckon you'll get more this time. Same thing. Tell everyone to meet near Seven Sisters. And then we march down the high road. 2, 3, 4, 5,000 of us. And the message has to be clear. Enoch out. Not Lange, not Vinay, not Tudor, not this, not Enoch. Enoch out. The whole fan base now, we've got to, we must go after the owners now. It's them. They are the poison. We must. No protest arranged, no instructions, no messaging, no time of when to meet. And they're going to leave it too late. So even Change for Tottenham for me, I'm going to say it, I'm disappointed. I really am. I really thought, especially, Billy and Jay have been communicating with me recently. I really thought this would be the time now. They're going to strike whilst the iron's hot. This is the time to really unite the fan base behind a movement to do something about the owners. Nothing. They don't know whether to protest, stage a walkout, do a sit-in. It's just, we're stuck. We're stuck in this doom loop. So protesting, we can't get the numbers to because fans don't want to. Boycotting, we can't do because it means that you don't support your team. But it's okay to walk out at half-time if we're 3-0 down. We just want to go on YouTube and podcasts and type on the internet, Vinay out, Lange out. Great. Excellent. Thanks. Cheers for that. Awesome. We want to do videos about how this is going to fix that and this is going to fix this and this player's going to do that and this manager's going to do that. And then 3 weeks later, we put another video saying, actually, everything I just told you was nonsense. Listen to this video instead now. Great. Cheers. Spurs Supporters Trust. Writing letters, tweeting, yeah, fantastic. Emailing, awesome. Guys, it's Enoch out or nothing. It is Enoch out or nothing. I'm going to go for a couple of your comments and then I'm going to bring in a couple of people who are backstage. You can call me mad. You can call me crazy for saying the only way now is to relegate the club. I don't mind if you disagree with me, guys. Be respectful. I don't mind even if you want to hate me a bit for saying it. 5 years ago, when I said we need to get these owners out, very few people agreed. Very few of us were on board with that. When I said sacking Ange, I really don't think this is a good idea. I got rinsed. I got absolutely battered when I said it. I got taken to pieces. Flip-flop. Look at us now, guys. Look at the state of us now. And now that I'm saying only relegation will save us from this ownership, I'm going to become public enemy number one. The Stelagation Express. Choo-choo. People think I'm mad. They think I'm crazy. I'm not. I'm ahead of the curve. I get it. I totally understand Enoch. They're not going to change people. They're not going to change. And our fans, they're not going to do it. SW Spurs wants to tell us, don't do this, don't do that. Yet he won't say Enoch out. All our major big content creators, they can talk whatever game they want to talk. None of them are going to take action. None of them take action except for a handful of us. And Change for Tottenham, I don't know, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I feel a bit let down that they haven't gone out there and really gone for it with this one. So how, if fans aren't going to change ENIC and force change, then who is? Only relegation will do it, guys. And I say that with a heavy heart, by the way. You know, don't think yeah, relegation, woo! You know, Phil P, woo! Not at all, not at all. I'm just thinking, how the fuck do we force ENIC to change their behaviour or to leave the club? And I don't see another way. I don't. The Guardian newspaper did an article today saying relegation needs to happen for Tottenham. Even they're on board with Stelagation. One of the big tabloid newspapers, they're on board with Stelagation, everybody. I've got one of the tabloids on the train. It's unbelievable, isn't it? There's actually people that now do think it might just be a good idea. I know it scares a lot of people, guys. I know it's a very scary and unthinkable thing to play with that relegation word, but anyway, let me go through a couple of the comments, and then what I'll do is I'll bring in the guys because they've been waiting backstage patiently. Guys, I'm going to bring you in about 5 minutes, all right? So stick around. Let's see. Let's go through a couple of comments. Big Les, I think part of the reason for all these people not listening is we always had superstars that made us look better than we truly were. Then Poch happened and everything was forgotten by most fans. Big Les, for me, I was only kind of ENIC out post Pochettino being sacked. So it wasn't for me. I'm not one of these people that says, oh, 25 years I've been ENIC out. I've only been ENIC out for 6 years. That's when I felt to me, you know, I couldn't do it anymore. Gary in the house, big up Gary. Yeah, I was following Tottenham away and so few fans were willing to acknowledge the rot from the top to the bottom. And Gary, you know what's sad now, Gary? They all acknowledge it now. They all acknowledge it. And most of them choose to do nothing, even when they know what the problem is. And that's the killer for me. That's why I've started, you know, the Stelagation train. Big up still, not even a Spurs fan, but watching you since the first Tottenham away channel. Thank you, Mr. Pads. Always found your takes on football interesting, and I like listening to you on different shows. Mate, I appreciate you in the chat. Oh, here's an old school member from the chat, Dunking Dumbledore. Big up Coach Stel. in the old days, that was the name, wasn't it? Coach Stel. I've upgraded now. I'm Mr. Stelios, showing my age a bit. Staying up will only keep this shit show going until we inevitably get relegated in the coming seasons. Listen, I pretty much agree with you. Stelios, how are you going to change that? I can't, which is why I'm saying relegate the club. Let's have a quick look. Stel is the 50 Cent of Spurs YouTube. Not scared to name. Mate, you know what? I don't even dislike these people. Like, I don't look at Abby Summers and I think I hate you, or, you know, MC Majestic. I used to listen to him at garage raves. I used to go to old school garage raves, and you're going to see I'm going to have all my decks and my sound studio built here. I like Majestic, but I just can't accept what they are not doing as fans. That's the bit that I'm talking about. So that, you know, this isn't personal. It's not. I'm attacking their views and opinions on the behavior they choose to not deliver or follow through on based on how they feel and think about Tottenham. I just can't accept it. I just find it unbelievable, you know. It's almost like I get burgled all the time, but I'm not going to put locks on the doors. I'm not going to get a burglar alarm. I'm not going to buy like a dog, a security dog or something, you know. You take no action, but yet you know what the problem is. You keep getting burgled. I just can't fathom a world where the entire fan base now knows ENIC are the problem. It is ENIC, and yet they don't want to do jack shit about it other than go to games, tell us, just back your team, and then they walk out at half time. It's like, the hypocrisy is unreal. A few more messages, and then we'll get the guys in. Danny the Great. The fact that half the fan base supported sacking a manager who won our first trophy in 17 years from a manager that's never won a trophy shows how easy... Listen, I totally agree, and I'm going to leave it there because I get absolutely rinsed for my views on this one. I get taken to pieces, and yet people still can't admit that was a complete fuck up. Big up to Psycho Teacher in the house. Jonas Tonali, big up to you. How have you been? Are there any comments? Strasbourg Steve, big up to you. Great performance by your team Newcastle against Barcelona the other night, by the way. After the Arsenal game, he deserved to get sacked, but some people said to you it was Arsenal. You can't judge him. And this is the problem, Steve. This is the problem. You're not allowed to call it out when you see it. You've got to be patient, give it time, back the team. And then what happens is we end up in a mess, which we are truly in the mess of our lives at the moment as a football club. A couple more, then we'll... Tottenham till I die forever. How do we know after relegation that ENIC would want to sell? We don't know if they want to sell. Perhaps they keep having concerts, corporate events to make a dent in what they lose from being in the Championship. My point is, if we go down, it forces them to change their behaviour. They can't afford to keep sacking managers. They can't afford to waste money on players that are just absolute shit. They can't afford to not bring through the academy players. They can't afford to not really begin to focus solely, purely on football. That's the point I'm trying to make. It's not about them selling. I mean, if they do sell as a result of relegation, amazing. But it's trying to force a behaviour change because our fans aren't going to force it. IMNNVR Black. Stel is too forward thinking for the rest. They're barely catching on to ENIC out idea. It's going to be too late. It is too late because we haven't sacked Tudor. You and Brian Daigle were spot on. Listen, it wasn't just me and Brian Daigle, guys. There was others. Danny Kay, Eugene, all the Tottenham away boys and girls, Ben and Sim, the original protesters. Okay, we joined the protest many years after the original protesters. Okay, so there's a lot more of us. Ben Kaufman, Ryan Isaacs. I'm trying to think who else was there back in the day. Hotspur. There was quite, there's about 10, 15 at Tommy. Do you remember Tommy? The Hotspur Hood used to be Tommy's channel. Tommy was at the protest from day one. I don't know if any of you guys remember Tommy. Pharaoh 2025. Great to see you finally talking and making sense. What do you mean finally making sense? I've been saying the same thing for 6 years. For 2 years when Andrew was coaching, I hated everything about you, but you finally being sensible. Oh, because I changed my views on Ange. By the way, I wasn't Ange out in the first year. It's the second year. I just couldn't tolerate the fact that he refused to coach defending. But to win a trophy at Tottenham, I don't know, man. I felt you put credit in the bank by doing that. But again, the Ange ship has now sailed. And the last one before I bring in the guys. Andy Lester, big up to you. Thank you for watching tonight. We've got 250 people in the house for my first ever live show, guys. Respect, man. Much love to all of you. Smash like, subscribe, and I can't thank you enough. Think everyone knows it's the owners that are the problem. Exactly. Everyone now knows. If the money is a problem and we don't have to spend now, after the statement yesterday, surely they have to act differently now. I don't think they have to do anything if they are in the comfort zone of the Premier League umbrella and the income that comes with it. I don't think they need to do anything because, if we stay in the Premier League, pretty much everyone's going to renew their season ticket. By the way, I've given up my season ticket. I'm done with it. I'm completely done with it now. All righty. Big up to everyone in the chat. Let's get the guys in one by one. We've got Eugene from Spurs Wasion, original ENIC out. We've got Danny from the Hotspur Hood. Big up to Dietrich Kane, another original ENIC outer from back in the day. Danny K. And of course, Some people say he's a bigger flip-flop than me, but you can decide. We've got Lubo.
Guys, can I start first?
How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
Can I start first?
Good.
Yeah,
Eugene, you can go first because you've waited the longest. Off you go, mate.
All right. First of all, right, I'm going to tell this to Stel. How many channels do you need to set up, bro? Right? From the original Tottenham away to Spurs corner, now this. My gosh, Stel.
It's an addiction.
Now, the truth, right? Stel, Danny K, Dietrich, we've been through this from day one. 2021, COVID came around. We met each other. Guys, I'm from Malaysia, right? I'm the only Malaysian Spurs. I own the only Malaysian Spurs YouTube channel, right? That's been on this for so long. Seen it, done it, been through it, right? We said the fans are the problem. To tell the truth, right? Remember, Stel, 2022 or 2021, right? There was a fire in the stadium, remember? And everyone on social media say, Stel did it.
I got the blame, yeah. I got the blame.
Yeah, remember, those were the days, right? Yeah, when we were protesting and all that, right? And don't forget, right, there are a couple of more names you missed out, like Rez, Kimberly, Arthur, right? All those guys were the protest too. So
yeah, well done. I forgot about Rez. Rez was massive Enoch out. Massive.
Yeah, out, right? Those were the days. And now we come to this juncture, right? About 4 years ago, after the Conte rant, I said burn it down, and we're on the way of burning it down, right? 2 years ago, after the first season of Ange, I said we're heading for relegation, and I said that I'll take in the second season I'll take relegation and a cup. Remember, I said that, right? So now we are really in this scenario, correct? We're really in this scenario, and like you were saying about the protests and all that, right? CFT broke my heart, the last protest during the Man City game, right? I did the live protest along. I'm the only channel, I think, right, still, that does actually live watch-alongs for the protest with people actually there, right? So, if I'm not mistaken, the only channel that actually does it, right? So, when that happened, right, that day, I saw no one there. Harry and TJ were there doing the video and all that on ground. They were looking for the people. They couldn't find people, right? And I had a few conversations with Lyndon on X, right? I said, you guys were cowardly. You guys didn't show up. But then he said that, you know, they were supposed to meet in the, what's called the concourse and all that, but nobody turned up. But I said, I'm not talking about inside, I'm talking about outside, because I had people there willing to join you guys. Then he said that they did line up and there was nobody there. Guys, when Stel, Daigle, the lot of names that Stel said earlier, right? When we did the protest, right? There were nobody there. But when we said we turned up, right? We turned up. Even with 2 people turning up. Remember? Daigle started the first protest in winter, January transfer window. 2 of them, right? Isaac and Daigle on Hotspur Way. Remember?
They were at the training ground. Yeah, they were the training ground.
Remember? They were freezing the butts off.
Yeah,
right?
remember.
People had to bring them coffee to get them warm, bring them socks and all that, right? And every time in the last
people called them idiots. People said, look at those idiots. They haven't got a clue. They don't know. Now look. Now look at the situation. Now look at
the situation, right? So
listen, let me get everyone in, Eugene, because I want everyone to
all right. Let the other guys talk. I'm gonna keep quiet for a while.
Yeah, just want everyone to have a quick say, and then we'll get, because I do want to talk about this this statement Vinay's put out, because it's quite unbelievable how the board is now turning on itself. It truly is amazing. The mutiny within is it's a joy to watch. They're literally going at each other to save their own backs. But Dan, how you doing, bro? Thanks for coming on. You good? Oops, I think you're on mute. Hold on. Yeah, go for it.
There we go. Better. No, cheers for inviting me on. Knew it was your first show and that, so I thought I'd do the pleasure of saying hello. You always jump on my shows and that, so it's appreciated. Yeah, apart from that stuff, sort of same Spurs, different day, basically. Bought some borrowed time so I could come online. I had to cook the dinner, and apart from that, yeah, same Spurs, different day.
Do you know what's funny? From the first day you started YouTube, you said same Spurs, different day. and you said the same thing ever since, and it literally
For 3
is
years.
the same thing.
I know. It's sort of like my little saying that I've got on here, isn't it? And it sort of stuck with it, didn't it? It was actually just a sarcastic comment to a result and it just, I don't know, it just never went away. It was just one of them things. It didn't go home.
Yeah, mate. It is the same Spurs everyday shit. Absolute shit. Dietrich, you're right. You're another original. You were with us from day one.
Yeah, I'm still alive. Came back from Brazil, still alive. My goat is all healthy. Poor goat. And like I said, still a million times. Do you remember in the back in the days when I think it was when Conte got fired, and we just said, you know what? It was me, you, and Will Stewart, and I believe Danny Key was there. And we all said, let's sit back and just look at everything crashing down and look what's happening right now.
Yep.
So I'm not even surprised anymore. And David Ornstein just tweeted saying that apparently Spurs are working actively to replace Igor if the decision is going to happen after Liverpool. So
Wait, so David Ornstein said it now?
yeah, go on Twitter. He just posted, yeah.
So why don't you bring it up? Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, after. And
I'll bring it up in a minute.
The biggest question still is, why did you get a hair transplant to shave your head? That's all I gotta say.
During the growth stage, it's not fully growing, so I like to shave it short to make it look cleaner as it's still going
But you
through
should
the.
let it grow, man. That's the whole point of it.
It's patchy in places, but can we talk about my hair later? I don't mind talking about my hair. I don't want to make Lubo jealous, you know.
No, but I just want to say,
That's why.
but I just want to say, Stel, congrats on your new channel. I wish you all the best, and hopefully roll to 1K soon.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Bye. Listen, big shout out to Maz, Iggy, Mari, JP. Those guys are my boys, man. They're my
Cheyenne, bro.
Cheyenne. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
I'm talking about
Cheyenne
the ones
as
that are still doing it. Like,
Will
big ups to them
Stewart.
because- No, not Will Stewart. No. But can you not ruin the moment? I just want to give them a big up. And I hope Spurs Corner grows and grows and grows, because me wanting to do my own thing wasn't an easy decision, and then telling them wasn't easy either. Believe you me. And they were so understanding with it. And it's just, you know what? They're top boys, man. They're always going to be my YouTube boys forever. Top guys. Lubo. Well, you guys was here. They're not here. That's why I'm giving them a shout out. I'm giving them a shout out. Anyway, Lubo, rounds as always, sowing your seeds.
7-point manifesto.
Pleased to be here on your big night.
This club.
Sorry, say again. I think we both
said, what have Enoch done to this club, mate? What have they done to it?
We said this, haven't we, for donkey's years? And it's interesting that that Vinay has obviously been briefed by the Lewis family. For me, with what he said about Levy, I'm not arguing with what he said, but it looks to me like he's been briefed, and I think there's going to be all-out war between them. To be honest, over the next few months, wouldn't surprise me.
What, between Levy and Vinay, or
no, Levy and leaving the Lewis family.
Oh, Levy and the Lewis family. Oh, interesting.
So we'll see. Listen, at the end of the day, the only thing really that I think I'm bothered about at this stage is retaining our Premier League status. I think that's, for me, that's the only important thing. Everything else is not overly interested, to be honest, with what Vinay's got to say and what the board have got to say. I think it's all crap. All I'm interested in, to be honest, is that the players get their shit together and start playing properly. Like they're being paid plenty of money. Go out and stop stealing a living and earn your dosh. And let's get some results on the board and come away, and then they can reset and rebuild and sort the club out as much as they can in the summer, preferably under new owners. For me, I don't think anything will change in terms of the club going back to where it used to be before Enid, where at least you competed. We were never a big league team, but at least we competed. We competed for trophies, and we won trophies. So, but that just hasn't happened apart from a couple of occasions in 25 years. So I just want to see new owners, new reset, new strategy, new mentality, new culture. Let's have a culture of people coming at the top that are used to being successful, that want to win, that want the trophies on the pitch. Because footballing success and financial success correlates together. As we saw when we reached Madrid, we made 138 million net profit that year. You know, how on earth did Enid not see that and think, do you know what? We earn more money when the football club's more successful. Let's get behind the football club. They just weren't interested. So for me, if their asset, listen, I'll be absolutely gutted if we go down. If it, you know, the only positive, from a personal point of view, is that Enid and all of them, Lewis's, Levy, their shareholding amount, you know, the value of their asset will diminish greatly, and that will serve them right.
And that's why, Lubo.
No, I don't want Stelagation. That's not for me.
I know you don't want it, but you've just confirmed it will hurt them, and that's what they will respond to. You see, that's my whole argument.
I hope it's one of these still where they look at it and they jump before they, you know, before that sort of thing happens. Because I think is it next week or the week after? I think there are two parties that are still interested that can come in and put in new bids. So we're just waiting to see.
Lobo, I think you've seen this show so many times. Like, stop having hope at this point. Nothing will change. Honestly, nothing will change. I wish what you're saying was gonna happen. But you said the same thing with Vena. You said the same thing with Charrington. Nothing will change. I'm sorry to say that to you.
Well, I've got to say that Charrington is
nasty, Charrington is
a financial guy. That's all. That's all he is. But Vinay came in, started talking to the fans, and you thought, you know what? We've had 25 years of virtual silence from the chairman. At least he's actually talking to the fans. He's communicating. So you thought to yourself,
what, like with that video with Daniel Levy, yeah?
But you know what? Though, this is why I'm in the place I'm at now, because it's not. This isn't just Lubo. The vast majority of our fans, they will look at that summer interview and think, "Oh, this is different. This is new," and they begin to maybe give it a chance, and they completely forget that. What, Lubo? 1 second. They completely forget that the first signings we made in the window were Ben Davies and Tell. That's what we should be looking at. That's the sign for change, not Vinay having a chat with Levy. Look at the fucking players they signed at the start of the window.
Well,
and we forget that. Fans forget stuff like that.
Still, Matthew's Tell was in his hands because that was an obligation to buy, subject to him wanting to come to the club. I'd never heard of that before, but that's what I was told was the
the story. Spurs could have said still at the end of it, do one. They didn't have to sign nothing. He didn't want to come over. And basically, he couldn't get any time, so he accepted, okay, I'll come over on a loan. Spurs wanted him full time, and he said he will make his idea at the end of the loan. Spurs waited. He said yes. Spurs signed him up. Spurs could have still said, go full for multiply, mate. Baked potato. See you later. No, they snapped him straight, and they took him straight up. I mean, look, with that interview that we saw off Vinay and Levy, yeah, all right, you sit back and you're like, I ain't seen something like that before. But if anyone took that interview in, oh my God. I mean, the thing that was more scaring me about watching it is I was just wondering where Vinay's hand was most of the time, because it definitely weren't on the bloody table. And when it comes down to that one, the thing was just that cringy that, you came off it. You almost had to have a wash in the shower after watching it, sort of it, like you've been with some proper filth, like out there getting dirty or something. It was absolutely disgusting. That should have been on like some sort of.
Do you know what,
TV
Dan?
we're
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that video because what Vinay said contradicts what he said in that video. So we're gonna come back to that video. I want to get Danny Kane. By the way, big up to Swifty and Kuva in the chat. Original ENIC out as well. You know, Kuva from day one was just going for it. You know, yeah, Danny. We're fucked, mate, aren't we? We're absolutely screwed beyond all recognition. Like, this is it. This is it. This is everything we fought against happening. This is what we fought against happening. This.
Yep, but like we've kind of said all along, still, we've all been saying, a lot of us anyway, have been saying for years that these fans are the problem. And it's true. The fans are the biggest problem at this football club, in my opinion. Because if the fans really, really cared, I've been saying this for years, and I don't condone violence, but I've been saying the only way to make this board uncomfortable is for the fans to do exactly what they did to Alan Sugar. That is it. I said this is the only way nowadays, unfortunately, because these people could not give it. The people who run this football club, they're billionaires. They don't give a shit. What's going to make these people think twice is if they get uncomfortable, if people start protesting outside their houses. I'm sorry, but the way the fans did it.
Danny, can we burn something?
What?
Can we burn something?
No, this is England. You can't just go doing that.
No, it's not about burning something. I'm talking about like what the fans.
What are you
did.
on about, man? Seriously.
Yeah, I'm talking about what the fans did under Alan Sugar.
No.
How they made it uncomfortable for him by going to his house. He felt threatened, even though the fans weren't actually actively doing anything. Right, they were just going there to make it uncomfortable for him because they'd had enough. Right, but the fans nowadays, let's be honest, they don't give a shit. They don't, because if they did, for me, my personal opinion, that's how I'd protest. But that's just me. And yeah, we're in a messed up situation right now.
But Danny, nowadays, right, rich people stay in secure and guarded properties, so nowhere to get to their house.
If they can't really secure and gate if 1,000 people turn up outside someone's house and they're standing there in his driveway in front of their house.
We just need to build on the protest that's Change for Tottenham managed to achieve last season. But what's happened is, I think Change for Tottenham have made a mess of this. I do, and I said it earlier on my show. They should have organised by now a protest. Meet 3 hours before kickoff at this point.
Yep.
30 minutes later, we're going to walk down the high street. Bring your flags, bring your scarves, bring your banners, ENIC out scarves. And the message is simple: ENIC out. That is the message. There's no confusion of what does change mean. ENIC out. Go for it. And you know what? Nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. And this is why, you know, and by the way, I'm not blaming Change for Tottenham because it's a tough gig that they're trying to, they're caught in a world where they're trying to please everyone and they're going to end up pleasing nobody. That's what's going to happen.
Yep.
You know.
Still, do you remember in the past, like, I'm not attacking Change for Tottenham, but when I used to say, like, what is the message? You say Change for Tottenham, what does it mean? You need a clear message. They say they want change, they want this, but, like, now, what is the message? Do you want the owners out? Do you want, like, a new board? Like, what is the message? Just be clear. It's not hard. Just send a message.
This is how I look at it. When they came up with Change for Tottenham, it was basically the Levy and ENIC out, but rebranded to try and bring more people together because ENIC and Levy out were made to sound like they were the devil's work, like they were the most nasty characters on the planet. They really tried to destroy ENIC and Levy out. So Change for Tottenham, they just rebranded it to try and bring more people on board. So I think they did the right thing. But now, where we're at, they need to go all out ENIC out. Now, so I understand what they did before, and I kind of agree with it. I reluctantly agree with it, but now I don't agree with the word change now. Now they need to pivot. What do you guys think? Lubo, do you think they need to pivot? Do you think they need to pivot?
What about the sentiment, right, of the actual fans? You get what I'm saying? Last season, right, we can tell maybe 60 or 70% of the people who turn up for the 2,000 over people protest, right, were angel. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but they were carrying ENIC out scarves, Eugene. Everyone was holding an ENIC out scarf.
But that was the only scarf you had. Nobody made
on the back it said Levy out. On the front, Lubar, what's your take on this? Do you think the protest needs to pivot to ENIC out now?
I think I wouldn't have another protest this season. I think the most important thing for me, I think you have a protest at the end of the season. I think the most important thing now is for all the fans get behind the team.
I'll bring you in, Dan. I'll bring you. Yeah, go on, Lubo, sorry.
I think all the fans should get behind the team now because that's more important for me. The protests can wait 9 games. You know, I'd much rather be protesting against the board. At the end of the season and not take any chances that, the players are demoralised anyway. You know, you've had Porro and Van der Ven fight, arguing with fans face to face. You've had the fans booing the players getting together, in a huddle to walk off at half time. There's real friction. You even got a quote from Odebear saying that he doesn't want to take chances when he's playing at home because if he gets it wrong, he gets booed. And
my heart bleeds.
No, absolutely. I don't disagree.
Lubo, aren't these the same fans? Aren't these the same fans that walked out half time against Crystal Palace?
How many did walk out at half times still?
That stadium was far, far more empty watching on TV than at the start of the game. Significantly empty. Significantly.
Well, listen, they all a lot of them don't come back till the 50th minute anyway because they're having a few beers at half time.
How many left Madrid after 30 minutes?
I didn't see any.
They were saying on TV that a fair few were leaving.
They were saying on the TV that fans were leaving. We could see them.
Yeah, they said that they started steaming out. I mean,
there were several blocks across behind the goal, and the block that I was in, people went out for a drink at half time. I don't know how many came back. I wasn't, so people go out at half time. They go out at half time. They go to the loo. They go for a beer, whatever. They go for a chat on the concourse.
This was 30 minutes. This was 30 minutes.
I mean,
no, I not where we were, not where I was sitting. And I was sitting literally 2 seats from one of the entrances.
Well, the Palace game, definitely that stadium emptied a lot. It was you could see on TV how empty the stands looked with about 25 minutes to go. It wasn't even close to what it looked like in the beginning of the game.
Listen, fans are getting fed up with it, particularly at home. We worked out that since the Villa game, beginning in November last year, Spurs won 4 of the first 5, and we've got what we got. So we played 14 last year. We played 15 this year. So since the Villa game, we've won 4 out of 29, and people at home, and people are fed up. They're actually, everyone's sick of it. And I think that this is why that if we do go down, I don't see us getting massive crowds next season. Not unless we're at the top. What are the chances of that? So for me, I'm going back to the protests. I don't think the first 2 protests last year, before Man United in February and before Southampton in April, I thought were good. They were successful in terms of the numbers. You had a couple of thousand, 2,500 in one. You had 1,500 in the next one. Then I think they botched it up because they then started having protests later in the season. Spurs were on the Europa run, and you've got to plan your protests so that they get maximum impact. And the timing was completely wrong. I mean, to organise a protest 3 days after we won in Bodo to qualify for Bilbao, and to have a protest 11 days before the final was nonsensical.
Why is that?
Yeah, but
Why? Because people are on a high down, and people don't want to protest when they've got when they got a European final.
So when you're on a high and everything for this Poxy Cup that comes out that's done us more damage than good because of one bloody game, you forget about the past 25 years. But you'll preach about the past 25 years on how it's. Oh no, not tonight, mate. Not tonight.
Dan,
we're on a high.
There, mate. Dan, I was one of 20. Dan, I was one of 20 people that were there.
Then you've got to protest when you can, basically. If you really mean something to so many people, and this is what, if I say disheartened, it's the wrong word, yeah, because you've got to have one to care. What I'm trying to say is the thing that got me about that 2,500 people protest was I still firmly believe that half of them there weren't for Enoch or Levy out. It was for Ange out and Ange out only. Whereas the other half was there for both. And that's where I had big questions and asked things and that. And then when it comes down to a crunch, do you know what? I'll give the leeway on this one, yeah? Before a European Cup final, okay, maybe you do keep your mouth shut, but then maybe it is a time to be loud as well. The only reason I would have said keep your mouth shut is because if it would have gone tits up for Spurs, it would have been the perfect thing for all the others to point the finger at and say it was 100% your fault. Are you telling me that these mugs on the pitch, and I do mean what I say, yeah, because that is how they've been acting over the past season. I don't expect them to care about the club. Go out and wear a bloody Arsenal shirt after the game, I care. Go out with your bloke, your bird, your man. I don't care. Just do the job on the pitch. But no, they seem to get away with blue murder on there. Oh, it might offend the players or it might affect this game or it. No, what happens in the pitch, let it happen in the pitch. Are you telling me that a protest outside is going to affect how the players play on the inside? If they are that mentally weak, then we are in seriously more trouble than we actually think we're in. I mean, come on. What have the protests outside got to do within the pitch? Okay, you have your big protest outside, go into the game, support the team like it does at the moment. So don't boo them off at half time. I'll dig with that one. And I'm usually one who says do it. And at the end of the game, all right, if they've been smashed 5-0, don't clap them up. Tell them about themselves. But give it a bit of support for the rest of the season. I get that. But why not have the protests, or are people just too scared of it now? This is the right time, basically, to come crashing down on Enoch as hard as people can, to have the protests and everything, because people don't want to go down. Do you know what the problem of being? I'm purely opinionated, but I can only go by what I see here, yeah? I think the problem is going to be is everyone's got the anger in them at the moment that we could go down. And people are pissed off. People are run down. People have got that anger. But with what I see out of a majority of Spurs supporters, a majority, I won't speak for everyone, but a high majority, when I see 55 of the pricks walk past me and just like give me the finger when I'm standing there with 150 doing a protest, they ain't got the balls for it. They'll be so miserable and messed up in their own misery that they won't, I just won't bother now. What's the point on doing a protest now? And they just won't bloody bother anyway, because we got one of the most pathetic fan bases out there when it comes to actually fighting for the club. Other clubs would never have let it get this far. Other supporters would never have ever done this. And the more and more and more I've done YouTube, the more and more and more I've picked up this opinion on it and seen it with my own two eyes, basically. Because knowing this fan base, from what I see of it as a whole, can't judge everybody by it, because I know there's people who'll fight tooth and nail for it as well. It's just a shame it's in the minority, and the big minority at that. People will just feel so sorry for themselves that they'll probably check it up on Sky now and again, what's the result, and that'll be that. You'll have even less people give a shit, in my opinion. So do it now. People are angry. Do it now. Get on the pitch, support them.
I agree. You can support the team and hate the regime. You can do both. That's what Ryan Isaacs always used to say. Back the team, not back the team, not the regime.
But the demos aren't even organised properly, are they? We're all stood outside.
I agree with you now. I agree with this. There's not even a message now. There's no message. Yeah. What's the message?
Who was there organising stuff last time we were there? Before the West Ham game. You were there. You were there, Dan. Savile was there, Sean was there, Ricky was there. There was plenty of people there. Phil P was there. There were plenty there. Nobody was organised.
But Lugo,
even Benji came. Even Benji
was there.
Yeah. I had to let him stay over my house the night before so he could get there, because from his place that was like a 4.5 hour travel. So it was easy for him and his missus to drop the car off after an hour at my place, and we got a cab up there.
But Lugo, what happened to the MCD game? The MCD game protest, right?
From Manchester.
No, what happened to the MCD?
Oh, the Marks always travel. The Marks always travel to it.
Yeah.
But guys, I'll just have a few more words, and then I'll have to make a move. Right, it's going to be like 5:30 a.m. here in Malaysia. All I say is that about the protest, I don't know. I'm like 50-50 now. I know it's time to hit, but the problem is we're in such a dire state, right? It might affect the morale of the players, or I don't know. It might inspire the players, right? We do not know, right? So deep down inside, right, I don't want us to get relegated, You get what I'm saying? I'm a Spurs fan. I'm sure Stel feels that way too, right? Deep down inside, we really don't want to get relegated. But the thing is that we feel that it's a need. You get what I'm saying? We have to get relegated now based on the scenario that's all happening. Because still, we've been doing this for 5 years. It's rinse and repeat, right? There's no catalyst, right? Last season, we protest, we got Levy out. Remember? I know that was a small little move that we can claim achievement.
That was a big move. That was big.
Yeah, big move, small move, right? But now we reach a stage, right? If we don't actually stand up and be counted, I can't do it because I'm in Malaysia. Dietrich is in Canada. I think Danny, you're in Amsterdam now, right? So right. So we can't do it. So I mean, a lot of people don't stay in London. I know, like you say, Mark's had to come down, Benji had to come down, and all that. Big up to all you guys, right? I mean, for coming down to do the protest. But if they could have organized the 2 protests last season, right, that well, I don't understand why these other protesters are just, turning up to be a damn squid. You get what I'm saying? So the Forest game is the next game coming up. I think in social media, they're feeling in X and all that. At the moment, it's a 50-50 thing, right? If I'm not mistaken, Rubo, right? There's certain people who want to protest. There's certain people who say no, right? Because we don't want to actually force the issue, right? To make the players feel unnerved and uneasy. We need that win. Like you say, Stel, the Forest game, if we don't win it, right? You say that we're going down. We're all, it's over for you, right? So and for Tudor, right? I'm a bit of a mix because I wasn't Tudor out at all. I said I'll give him 3 games. But now it's already the 4th game and he's not won one of them. And I think once I saw the first game, I already knew that the players are not listening to him. The respect is not there or something like that. So that I can't say, right? So that's a painful thing. And the other thing is that I was one of the people like Stel. If Ange won the cup, keep him because, you know, the winning mentality is there, positivity is there. We destroy our players by doing that. Then we bring in a manager, right? And I'm going to say this, right? Is Ange or Frank better now? Would you have picked that? Or if you said Ange, right? Why Frank?
I said it a million times. If we sack Ange and I saw like the rumors about Frank, I said might as well just keep Ange because Frank is
I wanted
he's a serial loser, and like he saw it like a million times in his entire career. But you know, I even go further. International fans are actually more. They care more about the club than the English fan that live next to the stadium.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous how much the overseas fans, we do our thing. We do as much. We boycott. We don't even spend 1 penny on the club, and then we look at the stadium. You look on the TV. It's always packed, and you always see people saying, "Oh, we're there for like the good times, or we're there for a day out." No, it doesn't work like that. But if I say more, I'm gonna get still cancelled. So
Dietrich, it's true. The way a lot, and this is where some people need to listen to what I'm saying here. A lot. I'm not judging every fan. I can't speak for everybody. I can only speak for myself at the end of the day, and maybe a few mates that I know have definitely got the same opinion. But then again, I can only judge by what I see.
You can speak for me, Dan. Don't worry.
Not tonight, love. Snoop is on. And with that one, I can only judge by what I see. And what I see at Spurs compared to what I see at other clubs that I follow around the world, and just to watching football as a whole, what I see at Spurs is a very toffee-nosed fan base where a lot of them do come across at that stadium like they've had a golden spoon stuck up their ass. And what I mean by that is go in there, pay the big tickets, quite happily pay all the money in the stadium, pay all the money for this, all the money for that. Maybe give it a little boo at the end of the game, but then there was just as much chance that we clap when it's 5-1 and then walk out skipping, holding hands, and nothing's ever happened and we'll be here next week. That is how a majority portrays itself to me.
No, that's what I'm saying, right?
Not everyone, a high majority.
No, but what I'm saying, right? Daniel Levy, right, the past 25 years has cornered what you call a fan base which is bourgeois. You guys are they're there for the vibes. You know, not all of them, but a lot of them. So not enough of them wants to come and protest. But before I go, guys, right? Please don't forget, smash the like, subscribe to Stel's channel, right? The new channel. His number 4th channel. 4 channels, right? I'm not even counting Spurs 5, right? Just say the channels that you set up. Right? And of course, Hotspurhood. Originally, it was called Tommy Talks Balls. Remember?
That's right.
Tommy talks ball.
Tommy
Yeah.
talks balls.
You remember Tommy Talks Balls?
Tommy
Right?
talks
You used to
balls,
laugh
yeah.
at that. Yeah, it was called Tommy Talks Balls, but now Danny has taken over. It's called Hotspurhood. Right? And D-Tricks, right? Please send love to your goats, right? Please treat them well.
I'm doing my best, but now it's winter, so it's a bit hard to feed them. But it is what it is.
All right. And one last thing. Stelagation time. Come on. Enoch in.
Everybody's having a good time.
Guys,
Big up,
thanks for having me
Eugene.
on. I'll catch you later, right? And of course,
Make
don't
sure
forget,
you,
subscribe to my channel. Spurs in the
Eugene,
TV.
Eugene, do me a favor. Put a link to your channel in the chat, and then I'll pin it.
All right. I'll get back.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
All
Catch you
right,
later.
thank you.
Bye.
Look after yourself, bro. By the way, big up
Wait.
to Ellie in the chat as well. She's been at the protest from way back when, Ellie. And also, you know what? For me, we can discuss all night whether it's the fans to blame, not to blame. We can discuss whether we should protest, not protest. The whole point, though, is this: fans aren't going to do what is needed. Fans aren't whatever we think is needed, whether it's go to the house of the Lewis family, or have 10,000 people on the streets protesting, or do a boycott, or don't renew your season ticket. Whatever we write an email. Let's send emails. Whatever you think needs to be done, our fan base is not going to do it, and that's the whole point. And because our fans aren't prepared to do it, this is why I'm saying we need to relegate the club, because fans aren't prepared to do what's needed. And if we just change manager, you bet they're going to get on board with it. If we go and stay up and say, right, we've got a big £300 million war chest. Okay, I'll renew my season ticket. You know how easily the fans will fall for it. So this is where I'm, guys. They do this every year. They have you heard, by the way, in the media? There's already rumours that there's a big summer clear out planned. Have you heard about this?
No.
Yeah, for when we get relegated.
Yeah. But I heard that
They're already planting those seeds, guys. We're gonna fix it. We're gonna fix it.
Still,
No.
weren't they? I haven't read it yet, but I know Sava and Lubo were discussing it a bit earlier on their show about the was it the I forgot now. The stuff that Vinay came out with, saying that we don't have the money, and what's it called? Who are they speaking to? Who was Vinay speaking to?
No, it was the fan advisory board meeting.
That's it. The Fab meeting. Fab. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and apparently it looks like we're even in a worse place than they told us at the beginning of the season. Regardless if we stay in the Premier League or not. So work that one out.
Well, we're gonna, Danny. I'm gonna get onto that because I want to talk about what Vinay said. Ellie, you all right? How you doing? You good?
Right, Ellie.
She's on mute. Let me unmute her. Maybe she doesn't know.
Right.
Ellie, you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, I thought I'd answer the back call. You know what? Earlier this week, I put Harry Redknapp in the back costume, so I thought I might as well be. And I'll just put in the chat that I'm from the Tottenham Hood. Yeah, still, yeah, I'm all right still. I just got off the 2 Mark show, but I thought I better join still because you've got the best group of men on here, and you just lost to Eugene, so I thought I'd come on. Where's Dietrich's gone?
I think you scared him off, Ellie.
I must
I don't know
have.
why. Yeah, I think he's scared you were going to set about him or something.
And,
it's my Greek child.
You know, Ellie, you know when Danny's behind his camera, he hasn't done his bed or he hasn't made his bed or washed his hair today, has he?
That's true. Oh, Danny, you had your hair down the other day, didn't you? You didn't even have it in a bun.
Yep.
I don't know. Can we stop talking about Danny's hair and how he washes in the bath? I mean,
He's
it
got
makes me
such
cringe.
nice hair, though. It's a good topic.
Whatever
That's
turns
the
you on at the
second
end
time
of the day.
tonight we talked about people's hair. It's the second time already.
There we go.
There he is.
Here he is. Here he is. I've
Look
flushed
at
him
that
out. Oh no, he's very shy tonight, Danny.
No, I've got things. I'm doing things in the background. That's why I'm not always at my desk.
That sounds even worse.
Yeah.
We don't want to know.
We don't want to know what you're doing.
Yeah, keep that camera off. Just make sure you mute it.
And
as
you
well.
say I've got, and you guys say I've got the dirty mind. Please.
David Ornstein has said that the club are working on candidates to replace Igor Tudor. By the way, just to let everyone know, I don't believe a word journalists say, but I'll read it because you guys brought it up.
Yeah.
And I don't trust any of them. I think they're all liars. Igor Tudor's decision to make another head coach change after the Liverpool trip, unclear whether he would be interim again or longer term appointment. They're exploring the different options. So basically, if they are looking into it, right, we all know we're going to lose to Liverpool, right? Is it true that Romero, Van de Ven and Paulina are all out?
Yeah.
Yes.
And Mickey Van de Ven's suspended, isn't he?
Yeah.
No Mickey, no Romero, no Paulina.
7-2. 7-2.
No, none of them.
Okay, so we all know we're losing this game.
We were losing it with them as well.
Lubo, did you say there was only 12 players fit at the moment?
12 out, 14 players out of us. Well, listen, there's squad of 30, take out Austin and Gunter, got 28, 14 are injured or suspended, and that leaves 14, including Vicario and Kinski. So you got 12 outfield players to pick from.
12 out, yeah.
Well, you might as well take Kinski out because he's not going to play. He's done. So
he's
over,
looking
mate.
for a loan.
It's another one.
So you got 10. You got 10 to pick. You got to pick 10 from 12.
Right, you've got to be a lunatic to think Spurs are going to get anything out of this game. Never say never, right? But I think we're all confident we're going to get whooped. So that means this is going to happen. If Ornstein is correct and he's not lying, like they all often do, if this is true, then Tudor's gone after the Liverpool game. Surely, if that story is true, then he's got to be gone because we're not beating Liverpool.
No.
I think Tudor's already gone. To be honest, I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, you bring in a guy who specializes in getting teams out of relegation or getting them into Champions League, which he has done in the past. But he's come in and lost 4 games and basically given us the record of having 6 defeats in a row, which is the most ever in our entire history. Like you can't write this stuff.
It's nothing new though, Dan. It's nothing new. We've had managers come in here that have won in everything they have been in, and the place they always fail is at Spurs because the club is a failure, and it has been for a very long time. It is an extremely underachieving club as to what it could actually be, and that is down to the owners. But again, it goes back to the point. It's also down to the people that let it happen. If anyone has a partner, man or wife, whatever, we know it's people are different out there and that. So you have a partner and you know your partner is betraying you down the pub with another person and that. That's like just saying just because he or she, whatever comes home that night, it's all cushy and just turn it and be ignorant to it and turn a blind eye to it and then cry to your mate about it and then wonder why your mate slaps you in the face and says, man up and get your act together. That is literally what happens at Spurs. It gets moaned about, it gets cried about and everything, but nothing ever gets done about it. Yeah. Nothing ever gets done.
It's true.
It's just sat there and it is allowed to happen. And when you let this happen for 25 years, how can we expect people to be able to come in when we don't even back them 9 times out of 10? What he's gone and done, we needed better for sure, but it's no different to what any other manager usually does at Spurs. They don't come in and succeed, really. They always blow it up one way or another. I bet the only one who got it right at the end was Ange, wasn't it? Because he got a cup out of it, but he had a terrible season. You couldn't even get Mourinho in here, and we got into a cup final and bloody sacked him.
That was unbelievable. That was unbelievable.
That was shocking.
Unbelievable.
He only brought in Mourinho to win a cup. That was the only reason he brought him in and he didn't even let him manage the cup final. He brought him in to win. It's unbelievable. And then people say, "Oh, you see, when Levy was here, this wouldn't have happened." Look what fucking Levy did, man. What are we talking about? People that love Levy are now using this season to prove why they loved Levy, ignoring the damage he did to get us to this place. I can't. This is when I back Lubo. It's one of the only times I fully back Lubo, right? Because Lubo, he's the only one that constantly says this. And him and Sean go at it, and I'm like, Sean, just admit you love Levy. Just admit you love Daniel Levy. It's okay. Just hold up your hands.
He does.
It's mad. It's crazy.
He loves Levy. It's true.
He does.
Look, they're
He
liars.
does.
At Enoch, they're liars, cheats, and losers. That's what they are.
And that is what makes you, apart from the loser part, that is what makes you a great businessman. And that can also make you great at anything. You do not get to. It's another thing
true.
I say.
You're
some
spot
people
on
say
again,
to
Dan.
me. Some people
You're on
say
the
to me,
hype
"It's the
today,
stupid
Dan."
going." No, that's just. That's just where I ain't got no beers and I've got a Dr. Pepper instead. With that one, it's more just down to the point. It's a phrase I use, and some say it's a silly phrase, whatever, but I portray the world like this. It is a dog-eat-dog world. And anyone who sees that otherwise, fine, each their own. You obviously haven't lived a hard side of life. It is dog-eat-dog out there. People will step over your grave to get one over on you if they want to get to the top. And sadly, nice people don't get far in life. Usually 9 times out of 10, they don't get far in life. It's like that mate of yours. You have a good-looking fella, whatever, but he always gets played over. Why? Because he's nice. Because he's too nice. Nice does not win you things. Nice does not get you to the top. I mean, if you're a player and you're playing with your best mate trying to get at the top, what do? Do you be nice and keep up with him? Or if you know there's only one place, do you try and take it one step further to take that place? Well, if you're going to be nice, then he's just going to do one over on you and get that place, and you're the one who's cooked in the corner. It is too nice at Spurs overall. From the owners make it too nice there for the players make it too nice there for themselves, basically. Oh, don't worry, boys, you lost again. And the fans are too nice. Spurs is too sentimental. It is too nice. And you do not get to the top by being nice. You have got to be cool, calm, calculated, and rigid. If you do not act like that one way or another, you're not making it. So why do you think Levy and Enoch have got this company to where it is as a 4 billion company? Because they are cool, calm, calculated, and rigid, and don't care who they walk over in the process, i.e. the football club and the fans. But for once, it might actually be coming back to bite them in the arse.
Yeah.
It's definitely going to bite them.
Yeah. See, their business is football, right? But really, it's not football. It is just a sideshow, the football side, right? And they use it as because they know, right? They've got the fans where they want them, right? They've got the majority of the fans, and the ones that they haven't got where they want them, they keep a very close eye on us. Don't you worry, right? But it could spiral. It could spiral that these fans will actually wake up and actually demonstrate against these owners. But we can't guarantee it. You don't know, because like you said, Dan, they've got a soft underbelly. We're too. I'm not going to swear, but I want to swear. But we're too bloody nice.
Yep.
To take it to that next level, to get these owners out, right? There's lots of people that have been ousted from businesses. There's men that have, and women that have been shamed. Yeah, we've got to shame them, right? Embarrass them. Like I think Rain said it. He said, if you embarrass them, right, they don't like to be embarrassed, right? So it's got to be in the stadium as well. Right, it's got to be in the stadium, not just outside. It's got to be taken inside as well.
Well, I think they've embarrassed themselves, Ellie. I think they're embarrassing themselves at the moment.
They're embarrassing themselves. Yeah, still, they're embarrassing themselves. But do they care? Do they care that they're embarrassing themselves? Because they're still wealthy people.
If they go down, they're going to care, because they're going to have a lot of financial distress.
That's it.
And they're the guarantors. They're the guarantors of the debt.
Yeah, and I like what you said. I did like what you said, Stel, about that they'll be forced. Their hand would be forced if
I
they
think
want to
so.
get back. Yeah.
Look,
Some
you
people
see
don't agree with you, and I don't get it why they don't agree with you.
Most people don't agree with me on this, but they will eventually if we go
No,
down.
I think what it is still, I think a high majority agree with you. They just can't handle the wanting Spurs to go down. I know you don't want us to go down, but you do for that reason as such, because you think it's the only way it'll work. Yeah, and I can't make you wrong on what you say. I just can't want Spurs to go down. No, the thing I'm worried about with it is they haven't done nothing right in God knows how many years when it's come to the football side of it. And when it comes down to the crunch, will they do it right this time? Well, if ever you really want to hurt a fella, especially a businessman sort of thing, the place to do it is in his pocket. And that is where you really damage them. That is where they really feel it, in their pocket, because that's where they might as well have their blood in their pocket. Yeah, deep pockets. And that is the way you hurt them. But then, as all I can actually see them doing is putting a bit of effort in, getting Spurs promoted the following season or the season after, and then doing just enough to keep us in the middle so we don't go down, but we don't have to spend the extra money on anything being higher. And it keeps us in the same place. That's the issue I have with it.
I don't think they can do that. I don't think they can do just enough to keep us in the middle. I don't think that's possible. No, because at some point we're going to get back into Europe. And then once we're challenging on all four fronts, the whole thing will unravel again. We'll be back to where things only started going to absolute shit, like complete shit, when we sold Harry Kane, didn't replace him. And then we had one season when we were challenging in 4 competitions, which was Ange's second season. We're challenging for 4 competitions. We collapsed again. The years that we were in 4 competitions with Poch and Redknapp, we had far better squads. So we could deal with it. We never had the squad. In the last 2 years, we've never had the squad for 4 competitions. And this is why, I remember saying when we hired Frank and people were jumping on board with him, I think it was on the Savage show, and I was saying, Frank's going to realize very soon that he's going to have to make a very tough decision. Which competition is he going to mug off? Because he's not going to be able to compete on all 4 fronts. And he's going to have to do what Poch did when he had to sacrifice domestic cups, or he's going to have to do what Ange did when he, whether you agree or not, mug off the league. Frank's going to have to make a decision. If he doesn't mug off a competition, he'll be gone. He didn't mug it off, and he was gone. So this is the reality. We've never built a team for all competitions. Never. We've never had a squad for everything. And yet we're trying to compete for everything. It's ridiculous.
The club knew. A friend of mine was on a flight out to Monaco for the Champions League and with Paratici on the same flight, and he had a chat with him, and Paratici said to him, we know we haven't got the squad that's equipped for 4 trophies. We're well aware of it. There was no hiding from it.
Yeah.
They knew, why do you think Paratici left? Well, that was probably one of the reasons. If they're not going to listen to him, he went to Fiorentina. In 4 weeks, he got 5 players. He got, I think, I read he got Solomon released from his contract at Spurs. He got him.
How Fiorentina doing now? Let me check Fiorentina.
He got him out of Villarreal, I think, and he got him.
Still ain't doing great.
He got him.
Fiorentina are in the same spot as Spurs, 1 point off relegation.
Yeah, they still, but they've managed to come out the relegation bottom. They
were bottom.
They were bottom.
6 points. They haven't won a game for 10 the first.
So they're doing a West Ham. They're doing a West Ham.
Yeah,
basically. I mean, the way Roma did it last season, Roma started off absolutely shocking. Got the next manager.
You see what happens when you buy players,
and then they got a third manager, and now look at them.
Oh, yeah, because they had Ranieri, didn't they? When they played us in the 2-2 draw. Look, can I say something on? Because Enoch are very, very rich people outside of football. Right, so I was just going to caveat something, right? They have real estate all around the world. I don't know if you hear Mari. Mari's a good fella. He knows about Tavistock. He knows how wealthy they are. Yeah,
that's not Enoch though. That's not Enoch.
Yeah, I know. But who owns Tavistock?
Yeah, Joe Lewis.
Yeah. And he's a very, very wealthy man, right? Mm-hmm. Do you think he would care? Right, if Spurs go under.
Oh,
Ellie, yes,
he will.
Yes,
because he's his family.
But he's a multi-billionaire.
Doesn't
Like,
matter.
he's going to be okay.
Ellie,
He's going to
Ellie,
be
let me explain
okay.
something to you. Ellie, let me explain something to you. When you bought your house, you had to get a mortgage, right?
Yeah.
You're the guarantor of the mortgage, which means if you don't make your payments, they take your house. Right. The guarantor of our debt is the Lewis family. They guarantee the debt. So when they borrowed that money, they had to guarantee it would be paid back. So if we go under, they have to give £1 billion from their pocket.
Yep.
Yeah, I get that.
No
but
rich
they
person,
can manage
no
that.
rich person does that.
Still, all
No,
of these.
I know no rich people, but
hang
they
on,
still will survive. That's
If we
what
were
I'm
registered
saying.
in America, then I
Ellie.
think there's like Chapter 11 or something they can get away with it. But in
What
the
I'm
UK, you
saying
can't
is
get away
that
with
they
it.
will still be okay financially, even if they pay that
I
amount
think-
of £1 billion.
I think
But
what
who's
you're
got
trying to
£1
say,
billion
Ellie.
liquid cash.
Yeah,
No,
go
I
on,
think
Dan.
what she's
Put it in
trying
more
to say
colloquial
is
language.
right. I think what she's trying to actually say, and I
I
think
get
she's
what- I get
right
what
in
he's
what
saying.
she's saying. It's going to damage no matter what. But
Oh, big upside.
Spurs go down. Who cares at the end of the day on that side? Yeah. Okay. The price of Spurs comes down from, let's say, 4 billion to 3 billion. Yeah. It ain't going to cut
Yeah.
50% straight away because there's still too much to be made on the other side as such. It ain't going to go half price just by dropping once. And even if they do have to sell up at 2 billion, they ain't in no negative equity. Even if $1 billion comes out of their back pocket for it, they are still,
That's what I'm
they have
saying.
still made money. Yeah, it won't be as much and everything, and it's going to piss them right off, but it's not going to hurt them.
Dan, hold on
It's
a
not
minute.
going to do them
Dan,
damage. They will not be in
Dan, no.
negative equity in any means or manner.
Dan, it will do them damage because no one's going to lend to them again in the UK. When they want to invest in future projects and they want to scale
not
up their
true.
property investment project.
Yeah,
Mate,
if they pay it off,
you
it
run a
doesn't
business
matter.
into the ground, if you
if
run a
they run
business
it
into
off
the ground,
They're going to survive still.
If they pay it off,
They've
it
got
doesn't
enough
matter.
money.
okay, guys, 1 minute, 1 second, 1 second. Where are they getting £1 billion to pay it off? Where's that coming from?
Joe Lewis is a multi-billionaire.
Yeah,
In
he's got
assets. He hasn't got $1 billion in the bank. Rich people don't put their money in the bank; they buy assets.
No, but he can.
So
Are you telling me he could not pull that off? Come on, man.
He'd have to borrow it, but who's going to lend to him? Who's going to lend him $1 billion to pay off that? Who's going to lend to him after that?
Many people do it because of the interest deal on it. If anything, he's more likely to even get the bloody deal through if it goes wrong, because then they can take him right under.
When you default,
I've opened the can of worms.
When you default, do you know what? I'll tell you what, guys.
I'm a troublemaker, man.
Let me bring in Simon because he's actually well versed in this. Okay, let's bring in Simon.
It's good to see Simon.
He runs a fantastic asset accumulation WhatsApp group and YouTube channel called the Whales of Wall Street. There you go, big job. So Simon, go on then. What happens if Spurs go under and there's $1 billion of debt sitting there under the Lewis name? What happens?
Well, the debt side's an interesting one anyway, because you've got I'm not sure the exact details that they had 4 or 5 years ago in regards to the stadium build. Had a really good interest rate deal going on there. I think the short-term impact, I mean, if God forbid if we go down next year, out of all the clubs that could go down, we can sustain, it sounds bizarre, but we could sustain a good year or two down there if we were to go. And the reason I say that is because you have, of course, the very, very different things like the TV rights deals. I think we'd probably go from like 100, 150 million to, I think, about 40, 50 million. That's one of the biggest hits. The secondary hit is, of course, like sponsorship commercial deals. Now, obviously, I don't know the ins and outs of how big and lucrative those are. Obviously, they're quite big. But when you start taking away things like the Premier League wages, yes, okay, we are capped in a lot of those scenarios. But if you took those Premier League wages away, it can counteract quite a bit. Not a massive amount compared to those two we just mentioned, but it will have a considerable impact on there. So there's a bit of a balancing act there. You've got to remember as well, I think, as of last year, whatever the event company is called, they now have the ability to do more entertainment concerts at the stadium. So you do have to consider that. That's a lot of money. We could argue, there's season ticket holders would they're going to drop or whatever. The reality is, like, I think someone will have to do a bit more research on this, but I'm pretty sure that season tickets or members in general ticket sales only equate roughly to around about 20% of Tottenham's revenue on an annual basis. So it's not like the end of the world if fans start dipping off. I do think you'll start getting more of the loyal fans going, and we'll start maybe generating like the legacy feel that we used to have many years ago.
That's a fair point.
But all of that aside, there's parachute payments, of course. I think there's a bit of a stipulation that if you come up straight away the year after, it reduces slightly. But there's going to be an impact, of course, but it's not as bad as maybe people make it think it out to be. It's just going to be a bit of a shock to the system, not just for Tottenham fans, but I think for the Premier League in general, to see how something so big could capitulate so rapidly within. We could argue since the stadium was built that this has been I would say a rapid decline over 4 or 5 years. Slow to begin with, but you could see the pattern. So in terms of your question about like how they're going to fill the gap of the money, well, a lot of that can be returned from the fact that they do have...
Simon, sorry. Sorry, maybe you misunderstood me. The question was, if Spurs goes not under as in down, if we go under as in bankrupt, and there's this £1 billion of debt, how does the Lewis family get the money to pay off that debt if they're the guarantors?
Well, that is a really tricky one to answer without knowing the ins and outs of that. But what I was trying to get at is you've got all these operational aspects, you've got the football side of things. They have a lot of operational things going on in the background on the other side. So they're not going to go bankrupt with this. So to go bankrupt, like phenomenally at Tottenham, you would have to be in the Championship for a minimum of probably 4 or 5 years. I don't realistically. I'm hoping, praying we don't go down in the first place. But if we do go down, I'd like to think. I don't even know why I think this because of the history of everything that's been going on. But I'd expect them to try and bring them back up quite quickly, right? So
sorry, that's so weird.
Sorry, Simon.
Sorry, Simon. It's Stel's brother.
I was literally
what in the actual fuck?
goodness me.
Oh my god, that is scariest. Oh my god.
Do you know what?
So I want to hear Simon's
That's more still than
the point.
My brother's going to now host the show.
looks younger.
Is your brother called Spiros?
Mr. Telios here, Mr. Telios.
Spiros or Stavros?
He's taking his audio and everything.
Sorry, do you want to finish the point? Because I was actually quite
mate. No, I mean, we could obviously be here for a long time talking about it, but generally speaking, there's a lot of external things. You've got to also understand, even from the real estate perspective, like not just in Tottenham Stadium, but the whole entire High Road, most of it area-wise is owned by the Lewis family of Tottenham. Haringey Council. If you do a deep dive into how many assets and how many properties are owned around that North London area, it's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah,
there's a lot of income coming from various different places.
Would that affect if they go down? Then, would that also affect their other projects that they have, like the kind of final part of their Northumberland project, the golf course and all that sort of stuff, because they're going to have less money coming into the business.
It would affect their hotels and that.
Yeah, there's better financial experts than me on this, and like real estate experts. But like I would say that they've already factored all those costs in, and they're already kind of like pre potentially paid off. With apartments and things, it's a bit more difficult because you're also banking on the rentals that come in from that, and like the commercial aspects of that. So let's say, I could imagine if they're building these apartments and things, they're going to have maybe 1 or 2 floors of retail, commercial, and then apartments, which is how a lot of these tend to go these days. I don't know what's happened to my screen there, if I'm still there. Yeah, so I think that there's loads of things that kind of like when you're talking to bankers or like people who are giving you the money as such, I don't know whether they paid it out or not, but if a banker's coming to give you the money, they're looking at that future project, not just what you're going to give me tomorrow. It's going to be what you're going to give me in 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. So that's how like Daniel Levy did a lot of his business. That's how he got the stadium almost paid off with a ridiculous interest rate, while the rest of us were stuck on 6-7%. Right. He was on 1 or 2%.
1 or 2%.
So he done it. He done it at the most intelligent time to do it. This is where the fella has got a brain in it, because that is basically what I did to get my mortgage that I wanted. I knew that everything was so messed up over COVID that they were so desperate to throw money out there to people because people as a whole and businesses were wanting and needing it, that they threw it under. I mean, I got my 25k mortgage 0.9 at the time because they were so desperate to get it out. And I was also able to lock it. And that is what Daniel Levy done. Levy got the loan out to cover the loan with a massive APR on it, paid that off to get the loan back, the same amount of money with some poxy little number on it. The thing is, this stadium looks after itself. At the end of the year, the stadium pays itself off. Our problem is what we would pay off on the football side. You could literally put the stadium there and say, look after yourself. The stadium makes anything from 45 to 60 million a year, and that's going to go up from what I've only read, and that's going to go up from what Simon said for the amount of gigs we can have there. So even if they went straight under, that stadium still pays itself off, even without Tottenham Hotspur. People don't want that stadium because it's Tottenham Hotspur it's Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. They want it because it's Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, because it is the best out there. So even if Tottenham was to go totally under, innit, the stadium pays itself.
And they've taken the arrow. Everyone needs to remember this. Like for the last, I remember way back in like 2007 when things were getting boarded up around the area. I was like, what the hell is going on here? And the plan was, even back in 2012, was to build it earlier, but they couldn't do it. But that whole area, and I speak openly about this to many people, like they've basically abused the area for their own gain to create this empire in Tottenham. And provided a hell of a lot of jobs. I guarantee to you, if you look at the interesting developments going on, if you look at the next 5-10 years of development going on in that area, about 89% of that comes from Enix, Joe Lewis, whoever's investment in that area. I'm just like throwing it out there. They actually probably don't even need the football anymore. They actually don't even need the football anymore.
That's how they've designed it like this, isn't it? They've designed it like this.
They've taken it.
See, don't believe the scaremongering about relegation.
That's not
don't believe the scaremongering about relegation.
That's all.
Go on, Sean. Let's get Sean in. Sean, welcome to the channel. Well, Sean,
Sean, you're looking much better these days. I don't know who Sean is.
Stelagation time, come on.
By the way, do you know, I like the way you put this kind of bald wig on.
It's like having a shower, isn't it?
It's so funny.
Swimming hat. It's Bugsy Malone's swimming cap. I stole it from her. So
it's Stel and Flip-Floppios. Great.
Stel Flip-Floppios.
Yeah, Sean, we were talking about if the club actually, the £1 billion of debt, how will the Lewises get the money to pay for it? Because I was arguing with Dan that their money's tied up in assets. They don't have access to liquid cash. Not £1 billion.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, I don't know what their liquid assets are outside of Tottenham, but I'm sure Tavistock's a huge business. But sure, for sure, it's 850 million now, or 830 million, I think, at last call, and that's completely leveraged against the stadium, 100%. So, if Tottenham Hotspur Football Club did fold, then the owners would be. Well, the football club would be like they'll be protected. They'll be. It's just that the stadium will get taken over by the creditors. You know.
Yeah, but, or they just hang on to the stadium and it pays itself off when the football club disappears because the stadium can support itself.
No, it can't support itself because it's like the revenue of the club is completely tied to commercial interests, and commercial interests are based on the amount of events that can be held at the football club at the ground. And obviously the football club can hold, well, will hold on an average year somewhere between 20 and 30 games.
It's 30 at the moment.
Yeah, about
the events they can have, and they said that's going up to 50 to 60 a year.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see how they do that. But
yeah, but the vast majority of the events that they hold, they're not the main earners out of it. They're just the stadium, like they just license the stadium or lease the stadium, right? So
yeah,
it's not like, but it's not like there's a huge boxing event, but they don't get all the ticket money from the, you know.
No, I get that.
If the Turkey boxing guy and whatever his name is, the Cockney fellows, the boxing guy, I forget his name, when they sell out like Eubank Ben, who is it? Hearn, yeah. When they sell out Eubank Ben, like they're not getting, like Tottenham Hotspur aren't getting the 100, 300, 500 pound a ticket, whatever it is. They're getting the license, they're getting the fee for the rental of the stadium. So, you know, the stadium makes a lot of money on the non-match day events, but it doesn't make the same money as you think. Like it wouldn't be able to sustain itself as a business, paying off its interest, paying off the debts just on the stadium rent alone. Most of the money that comes from Tottenham Hotspur, and of course the commercial, right? And the commercial deals are completely tied to, for the like 90% of the commercial contracts that we have are completely tied to the being in the Premier League, you know. And also, of course, that's going to go up next year. So I don't know if you guys saw a couple of months ago, there was an announcement that said that Tottenham Hotspur plus everybody else would likely make an extra 30 to 50 million pound a year for the Premier League teams, because the Premier League are bringing in a centralized sponsorship program, so that essentially they're going to expand the amount of sponsors that the Premier League has. And then at the moment, I think they only have 3. I think it's Electronic Arts. I think it's oh shit, I can't remember the other 2 off the top of my head.
Official partners, basically.
The official partners, yeah, but they're going to expand it out to like 5 or 6,
right,
and do it through a centralization, and that's going to get distributed. But that doesn't. If we go down and stay down for 3 years, then we're not a recipient of that money either.
How much does that stadium? I can only go by what I've read, yeah. But from what I've read on quite a few things, we are paying under 30 million a year for that stadium to be paid off, yeah.
25 million pound a year. 25 million pound a year of it is interest on the debt.
Of course, there's interest on it, yeah. But it says here, like from what I've just checked up on a couple of things, it says here the stadium income roughly is around about 55 million a year from events that are not football. That includes things like NFL games, concerts, boxing, UFC, rugby, and other big events. So if the stadium generates, let's say, 45 to 55 million a year through nothing to do with football, whatever happens, that stadium can look after itself. Unless I'm missing something here. So
that's revenue,
that's basically what I've been saying.
No,
I know, but it still looks after itself, doesn't it? It still doesn't cost them money as such. No,
it would do, because if the revenue is 55 million, but the margin on the event is say only 30% or 25%, then of that you're only making 12-15 million.
No, it says here Tottenham takes in around about 55 million a year from the events.
In revenue, but there'll be the cost of putting the events on. There'll be the cost of putting on the security, the cost of
I see where you're coming from there. Yeah. Isn't so that's down to Tottenham as well, not down to the people who set it up.
Well, I don't know the specifics, mate. I don't know the specifics of.
Usually, the way that would work, Sean, is when you rent a place to do it, you don't go and the place you've rented doesn't have to pay for the security and that. That's the people who are doing the event. They pay for the place they want to rent. It's like when you want to do a rave or whatever, or Ali Pali, where I used to work all the time. They would rent Ali Pali out, yeah, and then they would also have to pay for us lot to work there, doing the door work, security, and everything else. Or Ali Pali would do it, and it comes part of the package, isn't it? I'm just asking questions. That's all.
And make the money on the food and drink as well, though.
Mm-hmm.
Can I? I know we've gone down this financial chat, but I want to bring something up because it's going.
Yeah, I was just trying to work it out. That's all.
No. Listen, I was part of the conversation as well. De Zerbi apparently is now the favourite to get the job. Can I just quickly ask? Right, listen. Again, I don't believe fuck all these journalists say, right? I don't. But if that's what the current talking point is, if De Zerbi is the next manager, he's actually a very good manager. But is that what we need right now? A hothead like him, guys? I mean, where are we? Ellie, let me go around. Ellie, De Zerbi, would you be happy if he came in after Tudor?
Oh my God, he's a hothead, but we've had many hothead managers, haven't we? So it's not something we haven't done before. So if that's their choice and the journalists are telling the truth, I don't mind because he's a very good tactician. He knows football. He's smart. I like the way he plays as well. So yeah, why not? Let's give the dice another roll.
Is he gonna? Let's go to Johnny. Johnny, thanks for joining the show.
Stel, don't point down the fucking screen at me, Stel. Don't point, you're pissing me off, Stel.
Oh God!
Oh boy!
You bought on a whole new computer just to do that.
I have literally.
I know you said it the other day.
Mate, Danny hasn't slept for 3 nights setting it up. He hasn't slept for 3 nights.
Looks like it as well.
Yeah, give your hair a brush.
Sean, you are a big fan of De Zerbi, but I can understand De Zerbi project maybe possibly to save us from going down. Is De Zerbi the right character for what our players need right now?
Clearly not with these players. Absolutely not with these players. These players are not reacting to any kind of harsh management, are they? They don't like to be told what to do. They don't like anyone coming in there and saying, do it my way. I don't know what these players need. I genuinely don't know what these players. I think these players need, I don't know, like a mother figure, maybe someone to come in and tell them it will all be okay, wipe their asses and let them do what they want. I honestly don't know what Tottenham's play. These players seem like they are incapable of being managed. And I think it's petulance. I think, you know, not to get back on the point, but I think that there's absolute merit to the idea of like the culture at Tottenham Hotspur is absolutely poisonous. There's no respect for hierarchy. I don't know. It's easy to sit there and say the culture is the problem, but the culture is such a difficult thing. It's an easy word to use to define something. It's very difficult to come up with solutions on how do you fix the culture in a short period of time. So I don't know who you want, but I tell you what, De Zerbi is carnage. He's chaos. I love him as a manager. I'd love him back in the Premier League. I would love him to manage Tottenham at some point in a world where we had players that were up for the fight and that bought into his model. But I don't think this particular bunch of players at this particular point in time, I don't think he'll be the solution. So if that's the path that the Vinay and that are going to go down in the next couple of weeks, I don't know. I also don't think that, like, I tend to agree with Harry Redknapp when he was on TalkSport saying, when he was outside Cheltenham saying, there's no time. Right? There's no time for coaching sessions. There's no time to implement new strategies, new methods. There's none of that. Like you don't have time to like go and sit down and have a one-to-one with all of the players and get to know them and see what buttons that they need to be pushed. There's no time for that. You just got to bring somebody in and they've got to find the right words in the right order to be able to make these players feel like they want to fight more than they have been for the football club. And I don't know who that is, but I'm increasingly thinking that maybe Harry is the right guy. Yeah, just get me in for a little while. It'd be absolutely fantastic to bring back Crouchy. I think maybe his kind of personality might be the one that makes them all kind of go, all right, he's a bit of a father figure. He's a nice bloke. He knows what to say. I saw him on TV today for the Cheltenham Gold Cup. He looked energized. I know he's 80 or 79, but he didn't look like he's got in bad health. He didn't look like he had any... he didn't look tired.
I think what you need, Sean, is you also need just to add on to what you're saying, you just need someone to go in there and not go in there like a drill sergeant, like someone like who we've got now in Tudor. We need someone who's just going to go get back to basics, like pass and move. Like our players can't even pass a football. Like that's what we need right now. We need someone who's going to go in there and like you're teaching kids for the first time how to pass a football. Right, that's kind of what we need. Like, this is how you pass a ball. This is how you move. Yeah, constant pass and move. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think he'd be good because at the moment we can't even.
I think he's the best. He's probably the best roll of the dice right now.
Of course, but the reason why, Sean, is because we can't even do the fundamentals of football, the basics, the bare minimum. Like
we've completely forgotten how to defending off the ball. Like it's like they're all ball watching. They're all chasing shadows.
It's on the ball, Sean, as well. Yeah. It's on the ball. They don't know what to do. So when you have someone in there saying, "Look, you're a professional footballer," like he's going to put your arm around you, tell them they're better than what they're doing, and show them how to do the basics again, and it might give them some confidence. I think that's what they need.
Yeah. I don't see Harry Redknapp as a Mr. Nice Guy. He's a sarcastic little
That's true. That's true, Ellie.
Well,
Actually,
honestly,
if you went back
he
to
don't
the,
take no shit. And
Yeah, he
remember
doesn't-
when
he
we
doesn't
used to
actually, it's
score? Remember when we used to score and they used to run towards him? You go, fuck off, get out of my face.
Yeah, do you remember when Bentley threw the bucket of water or bucket of lemonade or whatever over him? He never played for Tottenham again, did he? You could see Redknapp was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you when we get back in the
Remember when he
dressing room.
said when he said his mum could score that open goal that Darren Bent missed?
Yeah,
there?
it's a sarcastic one. And when what was the other incident? When he was on the training ground, somebody kicked the ball, and he goes, "That's why you're fucking in the reserve."
In that case, Ellie, wouldn't that be even more of a problem?
Yeah, he goes, how the fucking hell have you hit me with that from here then?
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but Ellie,
It's a sarcastic
would that be more
one.
of a problem? Yeah, that's great. I mean, sarcasm is something that you either have naturally or you don't, basically. And
He's a
with
natural
that,
character. He's a natural
where
character.
people are so, and especially players these days, so how should I put it? Like sentimental, I think would be the nice word for it.
I heard
And,
pussies
do you
earlier
thi-
today.
That's why I said I'll say a nice word for it. That's why I said a nice word for it. Where they're so mentally broken and weak anyway, compared to what it was like back then as such, are they even going to be able to handle a bit of sarcasm off of it? Are these players going to be able to handle anything except a kiss on the cheek and a now and let's take you to a psychiatrist before your next game sort of thing? It's a question.
Fresh, Dan, fresh is the word you're looking for.
Is it
Precious
anyone...
is the word you're looking for.
I think, yeah. I think that's a good.
Does anyone
I
here
think that's a good term.
Would any of you take De Zerbi right now or not?
Why not?
I
Is there a
would.
reason not to? Why not?
De Zerbi right now.
Done a good job at Marseille.
Oh my god.
Has De Zerbi ever gone into a
genuinely
club?
think He's the right manager, but the wrong for the wrong players at the wrong time.
Correct.
I don't think it will work out with him. I think the players will turn around. He'll scream and bark at them. He'll have a blazing fight. He'll knock Jed Spence out
in the first week. In the first week,
the first hour of the first training session.
Yeah.
Jed Spence will do something. He'll go piss off, and he'll go, "Come here, you little fuck!" Bosh, headbutt him. See you later. He's out the door. 2 minutes later, in comes Ario. Yeah, absolutely. Sorry about that, Jed. Don't worry, Jed. We'll get you back. Put some stitches in it, and everything will be absolutely lovely, absolutely hunky dory. Don't worry, Jed. Roly time.
All cushy, brother. All cushy. Sweet as a nut, yeah, darling. Sweet as a nut. Come on, darling. You know, he's one of them ones all over, isn't he?
Does everyone want Harry Redknapp then? Or
I like
is there
Harry
another
Redknapp.
I don't know. I think
I don't know.
they should have gone for Redknapp by now. They haven't done. I don't think, bearing in mind that the Lewis family are at daggers with Daniel Levy, I think the fact that Redknapp said, I've been talking to Daniel, I'm sure that didn't.
It's a comedy show, man.
Oh my god! Oh wow, that is amazing.
He's doing his best.
Daniel Levy, 25 years, no ambition, none. Hulk smash! Hulk smash!
You haven't quite got the voice yet, Sean. You sound like yourself, mate. But this is good because this is you looking like me, saying Levy out. And, you can take my mask off and say it. That'll be absolutely fine. No one will be upset with you.
Absolutely fantastic.
This is the beginning of AI. In 3 years, we're finished. You know that. This is actually frightening. In 3 years, I don't know what's going to be left here.
I retweeted something earlier. And
there's way more powerful AI tools out.
Program. There's apparently there's this new business. I retweeted it earlier. Apparently, there's this new business that some genius invented where AIs are going to hire humans to do things that they can't do.
It's the Matrix.
It's over. It's over. We open Pandora's box. We're finished as a society.
You've got to think of what you can do. You've got to think of what your chat GPT can do, especially if you've got some jailbreak codes for it. And you've got to think they're 10 years ahead of that. So
yeah, it's bad, yo.
I think society was finished the moment social media was invented.
The moment we signed Chicken Royale.
Yeah,
that was it.
That's
the
a low
beginning.
point.
Emerson Royale. Yeah. Simon, are you on board with the Redknapp train? Is that who you want to see come in, or have you got an
I
alternative?
always
Stephen
love
Nolan.
Harry, mate, but I think right, like Sean was saying, there's great managers out there. The timing's not right for those managers, and I don't think they'll commit career suicide coming in with such a high risk. I think you need a manager in that knows the club, that fans, get on board with. I think, the soul of the place is gone. We need that back before, to give that extra boost to the players on the pitch, whoever plays. And I think you need the footballing people. I think Harry was bang on with that. Like, you look around Tottenham now, like there is no footballing justification in there. It's just all about analysis, XG, iPads, you name it. And there's no soul enrichment in there. And I think that's what we need right now, the arms around the players. No egotism or anything like that coming in. And it's got to be someone that is serious about the situation as well, because this time is ticking. Like, I never thought I would be seeing this. So, last year was touch and go. But this is like, we're right on the cusp now. And we need someone that is defined by the club as well. Like someone
Give
who
us a name.
knows.
Give us a name.
Well, Harry would be a great choice. Of course, I don't care about his age and stuff. He's going to have. I think the one thing that's missing for a long time is respect.
Yeah.
Like, I have not seen respect from these players. Like, the behavior of them, some of them is absolutely appalling.
Yep.
We can laugh about it with the memes and the social posts and this, that, and the other that I see, but I think it's ludicrous. These guys on all the money.
Simon, do you think they respected Ange or not?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like, of course, there was a couple of players that will always be unhinged because it takes a while for people to get on board with 100% with everything. But even in the bad times, I would say that the players were pushing hard for him. And I didn't see that under Frank. I just saw us give up. And under Tudor, I maybe you guys are different, but like, I always look out for progression. I didn't see any tweak of that excitement of a new manager's come in, let's change it about. I just thought it was getting worse.
Tudor's man management is his downfall as a manager.
I
remember when he was at Victor Marseille.
Career history. Why are you here, mate?
He makes enemies at every club, bro.
It's never been hard. It's never been hard. It should have been Harry back then, or whoever. Someone associated with the club, someone who knows the club, the fans, and then the fans react to that, and you get a boost. If you go to that stadium now, it's dead. Like, everyone's given up. We need something that we can relate to. I can't see any relation to them. I don't have any relation to this team right now. As many of you may not either, but I'm just getting, it's depressing. It's quite sad, obviously. We need something. It doesn't have to be Harry, but we could name so many people that could come in who would demand the respect. I'm not saying Leddy King, but like his stature, his ability, the fans would not accept. They don't accept what's going on now, but they wouldn't accept at all, even more so, if someone was in charge that the fans adore and have that relation with.
At the same time, though, like with my club, Newcastle, I don't remember, but I've read up on when we got relegated 2008 when we had Shearer as an intern. That was kind of the logic too. You bring in a hero of the region, is a Geordie, adored by everyone in the area, every Newcastle fan. But the thing is that can't get you. That can't solely be the purpose of, like, someone has to figure out a way to just get results with your team. I agree. Y'all need some respect and some like core fundamentals to follow that your team just don't have. Like, they're not competent at anything. They're not competent at basics, and they can't even do complicated stuff. So
and Harry Redknapp, if we're going to be totally honest here, what sort of credit or respect has he got apart from us older lot who know what he is and stood for, basically?
That's what I'm saying. It seems like more of like Alan Shearer as a manager.
And with that as well,
he was the first manager to get into the Champions League.
Oh, I totally get that. But what do these players care? What sentimental value has he got on them? He's no Zinedine Zidane or nothing like that. But to us, yes, that means something. But these fans are such a bunch of little pricks anyway. The players. are such a bunch of little pricks anyway, by the look of it, that they don't show anything respect. And for me, no, they did not show Ange no respect whatsoever. In that league, so many times they just gave up and did not bother. The only time those players actually showed up was when it was the Europa Cup, because they knew they had a chance of winning it, to the point where they had to discuss with the manager on how to do it, where they came to the agreement in the end, fine. But they didn't play with him out of heart and respect. They only played at the end of it because they knew they
was something to fight for.
They'd already given up on the league ages ago.
Many of the
That was
players
obvious.
have checked out for sure.
But I agree. I think they were worse with Frank. I think they were more. How do you want to put it? They were more split with Frank than they were with Ange. I think they were tighter with Ange, but I still don't think they was playing through no respect or anything like that. I think a lot of these players ain't got no respect for none of them. Van der Ven and Spence should have got a slap in the face for the way they just disrespected Frank on there. If the manager actually had half a pair on him, I mean, how many people would actually put up with that? I don't think these players' mentality is very good.
Some of Spurs players don't look like they have respect for themselves. Any professional pride too.
Pride.
So why would they have respect for a badge or a set of fans?
Steve, I honestly think the environment at Tottenham is such a cesspit from all angles. That it's not an environment for players to be in a capacity to have respect for the club and results. I actually think, this is an argument we had on the Spurs 5 the other day where we were saying, I was saying, if you're in a job that you hate because your boss is an arsehole, because your colleagues are whatever, and you don't want to be there, you can blame the employee as much as you like, but the culture of the business isn't helping, is it? And I think that's what Spurs is now. The culture of the Enoch. Sure.
Yeah, even then, how do you actually, like? It's easy to say the culture is a problem, and I agree, the culture of the football club is a problem. But then,
let me give an example.
Culture is just like a word, right? That represents a force. It's like gravity.
I'll explain it.
People know what gravity is, but they can't really explain what it is.
It's too vague.
I'll explain it.
It's so nuanced that culture can mean 1,000 different things. Go on, this stuff.
I will explain it. I will explain it. Man City and Arsenal, when they were taken over by the Kroenkes and by the Qataris,
and so
when they first came in, within a month, they made a statement: we're here to win trophies, we're here to win the league, and we're here. That's what they said. That was the big statement from day one. And they have both backed their chat, and they've stuck with their chat. Now, some will say, but Man City is oil money. Fair enough, but Arsenal isn't. Our owners have never really punched out saying that and then backed that chat. And that's the culture. You set the culture from early doors. Let's say why we're here and let's show it. That's the culture. We don't have that at Tottenham.
So Abramovich came into the Chelsea training ground, right? I think it was in his second week or third week of owning Chelsea, and he went down to the training ground. I remember John Terry saying it, or Frank Lampard said it, and and there was an interpreter there or whatever, and Abramovich was talking in Russian, and the interpreter said, "We winners here. We win. If you're not good enough, you are out the door." Right? Like there's no second chances. You come in, and that's how we play. That's how
culture.
We do it. That is culture. That's 100%. That's culture, right? But if you've got enough money to put your money where your mouth is, to be able to constantly recycle players, to bring the next iteration, to bring the next version in ahead of the FFP, the PSR thing, all that stuff, he could set that culture because A, he had the resources, B, he had the ambition, and C, there was the ability to do that sort of thing. Plus, he obviously built the training ground. He did all these things that were, just very quick, very, very high expense, very high resource laden initiatives, and he did it. I understand what you're saying about Arteta. I understand what you're saying about the culture that maybe Sir Alex Ferguson presented, right? No one would dare say boo to a goose to Alex Ferguson when he was at United, right? And if there were players that got a bit too big for their boots, get out. Don't want David Beckham anymore. Get out Cristiano Ronaldo. You might be the greatest player in the world, but you're not going to be playing for me because you're getting a bit too big for your boots. And everyone, when he said jump, everyone else said how high. If you come down the pecking order to a team like Tottenham that are struggling so much and you're trying to reinitiate, to reignite, to redefine what the new culture is, you can't make those claims before you get to the point where those claims can become a reality, right? Like, what is the culture at Fulham? What is the culture at Brentford? What is the culture at Aston Villa right now?
1 minute, Sean. What do you mean? you can't make those claims until you get to there. In the 6 years,
no. Sorry, I'm saying you can't make those claims when you're down here, right? And then not be able to then put those things in place to be able to get you there.
We weren't down here in the summer. In the summer, we just won a European trophy and qualified for Champions League. We were quite high up.
No, but I'm agreeing with you that these owners, if these owners started to redefine the culture, everyone would go, well, what are you talking about? You're responsible for the culture and the way the culture's been for the last 6 years, last 5 years.
They should have done it when they first came in, though, right? Not now. It's too late now. Now we need new owners. They can't fix this culture.
Sure.
In my opinion.
Just like nobody was going to fix Mike Ashley culture at Newcastle. We were going down.
Would you say that if a new owner comes in, whether it's Staveley, whether it's Brooklyn Eric, whether it's Wingfire, whatever, if they come in and say day one, this is the culture, right? And whatever those words look like. Again, I think that, like I say, I think culture is like a word that symbolizes a fucking plethora of different items. You could say the rules of the game are you don't turn up late. If you turn up late, I don't care if you're Harry Kane or if you're a youth team player. If you turn up late once, you get fined a week wages and you train with the kids. All that sort of thing, and then you have to back it up. You have to back it up by you have to back your chat, right? Like for the good, like the stick and the carrot. But do you think it's too late for a new culture to be embedded under this ownership? Is the question I'm asking.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, under this ownership. Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
The stigma's rotten. The media now love to see us fail. That's the culture. They can't wait to see us fail.
Yeah.
What Sean has basically said in so many words, just to simplify it, is show ambition, commitment, and a desire to be successful.
He's written that down. He's written that down.
I'm gonna ban you from
manifesto.
Don't let him read it again. But
you need to laminate it, mate. You need to laminate it. Stick it on the wall behind you.
The other thing is
true. I think. Listen, it's simple, but it's true.
Point number one: win as many games as you can.
The other
point
thing
number two: score more goals than you concede. Point number three:
you said about the media. Love to talk badly about us, and they love it when we do bad, right?
Mate,
but have you also noticed? Yeah, but have you also noticed, even more now, so in the last 2 years than ever, they are blaming Daniel Levy and the board, right? You're seeing it more and more in the media now. So this is why it kind of needs, in a weird, fucked up way, it kind of needs to be like that, because the media need to get onto the board more so than anyone else, because the fans aren't doing it enough. The fans aren't doing it enough.
Mate, Gary Neville said
Vinay coming out and doing what he did in the FAB meeting minutes was absolutely shameful for me. Yeah, absolutely shameful.
Mate, Gary Neville said the Premier League will be better if Tottenham go down.
Did he?
Is that not hate? Damn. That is just pure hate.
Yeah. The thing is, guys, right? Football is a very simple thing. You put in a plan, you strategize, you get the players in, you get the players on board to fit that plan, and you play football and you win. It's not hard, right? Because we make it hard at Spurs. It's because we've got our owners who haven't put in a plan. They don't strategize. They don't care to, because their goal, when they first came in, they said they're an investment company. They're here to make money, right? They don't care. That's the problem, right? If they cared like Bill Nicholson cared, right? He bloody he from top to bottom, he was in charge, right? That don't happen in football anymore. The managers haven't got much power anymore. It's the owners who've got all the power, right? It's so simple and the DOFs, to do as well.
The DOFs have got the best job in the world, right? They're the ones that get to veto the manager. They're the ones that get to decide the players that the manager works with, and when the players don't work out, it's the manager that gets sacked. Because the DOF can hide behind, well, I've got to have one eye on the future.
It depends what club,
it's the best job they could ever have.
It depends what club, though.
Well, your DOF just keeps getting fired because your manager can't stand a DOF. Eddie Howe has fallen out with every DOF he's ever had at every club he's ever managed.
Yeah, and he's going to continue to. The Ross Wilson guy we brought in, I don't think he'll be here next season.
Do you know what's interesting in that interview? You know, when I've been saying for many years that the player pathway is broken between academy to first team, and because the pathway is broken, that's why youngsters, they might as well just leave the club. And people say, no, it's because they're not good enough. Wasn't it interesting to hear Harry Redknapp say that the football system is broken because the first team don't train the academy anymore, and the academy can't see the first team players look up to them. Where Jermaine Defoe would stay after training the first team and then go and spend half an hour with Harry Kane when he was a kid, that doesn't happen anymore. And that's what I mean. The pathway is broken. And I'm so glad when he said that, because I'm listening to it thinking, do you know what? This is what, when a professional says it, it always sounds 10 times better than someone else, right? He nailed it. Harry Redknapp nailed it. But it was interesting it wasn't just Tottenham. He said he's seen it at a lot of clubs. So it's not just us. That academy.
Still, the man's here. Ask him yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Yeah, Harry.
Yes. Phil, how are you, mate? Good to see you.
Tell us a bit more.
Fantastic to see you.
That is creepy.
It's brilliant. I love it.
Are you coming back to Spurs, Harry, or not?
Well, listen, I've been waiting for them to call. I did say on the TalkSport today, just before my horse actually came fourth in the Gold Cup, absolutely disastrous. I was so excited, but it didn't happen. Anyway, listen, Sandra's getting back to health. We got some jam roly-polies to sell. Got to make sure I can get out of the contract for the jungle. But yeah, I'm waiting for the phone call. It'd be absolutely fantastic to get back to Tottenham. I said it today on ITV Racing. I said I'd bring back Crouchy. I'd bring back Nico Crenshaw. Bring back Jermaine. Of course, don't forget, Dulce is already at the football club. He's already there. It'd be absolutely fantastic. Maybe we'll bring back Benny. Oh, that's Suakota. I mean, what a player he was. He could do. We put him out in the left back situation right now. He must be better than Jed Spence.
Didn't he want to be a porn star, Harry? Didn't he want to be a porn star?
Yeah, well, listen, I saw him in the shower a couple of times. He's not short of an inch or two, let me tell you that. Absolutely fantastic. If anyone him, Ledley King, I mean, that's what they call him, Ledley's leg. He's got a third one, that man, Jesus. He's absolutely fantastic.
Do you know what, mate? You just don't waste your time with the other characters. Just stick with the Redknapp one. That lands so good.
It is good.
Listen, I haven't been doing accents for very long. I'm gonna get the other accents absolutely nailed as well. I'm gonna create a little repertoire, a little portfolio of faces. Starting with you, I'm going to have one for Stel. I'm going to have one for Lubo. Sava, I see you in the chat, mate. I did ask you in the number 8 bar whether you had any problems with me doing the face of an impersonation of Sava, and Sava said no, but he didn't look too happy about it. So I might have to just double check with him. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. If anyone's got any problems with me doing any impersonations, then please let me know. Otherwise, you're all up for it and you're all game. Nobody is safe. No one. Absolutely terrific. Thanks for listening.
In 2 years' time, we're all going to be doing this. You know that we're all going to be trying to beat each other. I could just see. Does anyone here, just out of curiosity, does anyone here think we're not getting battered at Anfield? I'm not saying are we going to lose it. Does anyone think we're not getting battered?
I think you will lose. I think you'll lose 3-1. There you go.
That's not battering. That's not too bad.
More
anyone else but Steve think we're not getting hammered?
3-1 there.
No, I said 3-1 earlier today, but the previous day it was 6-1. So we're getting better.
Ellie, 1 minute. So you went 6-1, and then now the news that Romero, Van der Ven, and Palhinha are out, you've gone 3-1.
Yeah, I did. There's no logic behind it. I'm just hopeful. I don't want to get a battering. That's why.
I think like 7-1 or 7-2, something like that. It's going to be really horrendous.
Mate, who's the centre back? Danzo and Dragusin, and who's the 6?
Oh my god.
The 6 is no 6.
Wait, so who's our actual midfield options available?
The side of the devil.
Danzo and Dragusin against Ekatike and Salah and all those lot.
Salah's slow, so we've got a one up on him.
Not against Tottenham, he's not, Ellie. Not against Tottenham.
Down a bit.
Who's that player they spent 100 million on, the midfielder from Germany?
Florian Wirtz.
Watch him have the game of the season for
yeah. And Salah.
That's the bit I'm going to make. Wirtz is going to have a cracker against us.
And Salah, mate. Salah's going to have the best game of the season. It'll be like the old Salah again.
Or Chiesa will come on and score a hat-trick.
I like Chiesa. So what everyone else is, other than Ellie and Steve, everyone thinks we're in It's just like 4, 5, 6, 1, whatever.
Here comes Still again.
No, I wasn't trying to get Stel. Trying to get someone else. Think about.
I cannot see how we're gonna get anything other than the battering. I really can't.
If he goes with a back three of Dragusin, Danzo, and Porro, I'm going to smash my computer.
You will.
I will lose my mind if I see that.
I think
he's going to do it. So you might.
He's going to do it.
You might as well smash it now. Still, get it over with.
And you know what, Ellie? To top it off, he won't even play Xavi Simons. Even if you do get the ball up,
yeah, he'll have Xavi Simons on the. He'll have Xavi Simons on the bench.
Here we go. Stel. Who's on? Yeah. Look who's on still.
It's me.
It's actually fucking brilliant, isn't it? It's so clear. It's so clear. I figured out a way to get the pictures a little bit less pixelated. So it's absolutely fantastic.
Still Harry.
That's scary, bro. That's scary.
Stelios Redknapp.
I'm trying to get Sab with them. Go on, sorry.
No, you go and find something. Last question before we end. This statement Vinay put out. The one thing I just find so obviously stupid about it. When you read what he says, Vinay, he's gone after Levy, right? He's just blaming him for so much. In the summer, when he did that video, he sat next to Levy. He literally sat next to him. I'll never forget it. He said, I could see how much this club means to you. I remember in the final when we won, I looked over my shoulder and how happy you were and what it meant to you. And I could really feel what this club means to you. That's what Vinay said. It was the cringiest sentence of the whole thing. I sat there thinking, I'm going to vomit listening to this shit. And now, like 8 months later, it's his fault. It's his fault. But you told us he loves the club, and you saw it in his eyes, and you were going to kiss him and stuff. Like, what? Guys, how did Vinay think this was not going to backfire on him? He's not stupid. How did he think this was not going to backfire on him?
Well, still, firstly, Levy was obviously happy because he saw the pound signs with Champions League football. And secondly, Vinay's been told this by the Lewis family, isn't he?
Yeah, but does Vinay not look? Regardless.
Hang on.
You're all clans.
Let me speak.
Can I speak?
Even if your boss tells you you've got to say this, surely you're thinking, but I'm going to look like a complete and utter idiot doing this. Yeah. Surely he's smart enough to know that.
They're not. They're masters of deflection. That's why Enoch are generally masters of deflection.
But fans are calling Vinay out for it, Ellie. Levy's actually defended by the fans here.
Do you think he cares? He doesn't care.
Yeah, but the other thing is with it is there were still a lot of Spurs fans out there, a high percentage. Probably, I'd say it started drifting towards the end, but I'd still say there were more Spurs fans out there that were Levy in than Levy out. Call that a personal opinion. And with this one, well, he's ex-Arsenal. Of course, everyone's going to hate him and probably want to give him a phone call and say, see you down the pub next Thursday. But my point of it is that nobody liked him full stop, basically, from day one. Whereas Levy still had a lot of people that liked everything he's done with the club for some strange reason, not just appreciated one side and not the other and that. He still had, I would say, the high majority of the fan base that would have been willing to back him.
Guys, what's your take on that whole? How did you take it? Did you take it as, do you know what, fair play, you're speaking the truth? Or did you take it as he's just a puppet for the Lewis family? Or did you take it as this is so bad, you're actually making Levy look good? Like, where are you guys all with this? Because to me, I just can't believe an intelligent man like Vinay is this stupid.
What did he
If
say?
you get paid enough,
summary?
you'd
I
do
didn't
whatever
see
you're
it.
told to say.
For it.
Exactly.
Steve, he came out this week he went and spoke to the fan advisory board, and then the minutes of the meeting were then chopped up, and he basically turned around and said, "Yeah, we've heard all of your criticisms and your feedback. Basically, we've done a significant audit of the football club before Daniel Levy left or whatever, after he left, and the main outcomes were that we acknowledge that there has been an insufficient focus on football. There's been an insufficient level of expertise in certain divisions. There's been an insufficient wage cap and poor player trading, essentially, and basically just threw Daniel Levy and the previous tenure of ownership under the previous ownership under the bus. Which all of that stuff might, to some degree, be true, depending on how you look at it, right? But it's the reality is the fact is that he was here. He's been here for a year. It's like the Labour government, a year and a half into their tenure, still blaming the Conservatives for things that they are now have been in charge of for 18 months, right? He said that they are, there's insufficient expertise in certain divisions of the football club. Cool. So what have you done in the last 10 months to rectify it?
Exactly.
The only thing,
your job is supposed to fix the previous.
Yeah. The only experts that he's employed are a chief of communications, also known as a PR merchant, and the chief of marketing, also known as how do we present the football club in a way that's sellable, right? And not sellable like to sell the club, but sellable, sell tickets, sell whatever else. So the only two people that he's brought in that are experts in their field are people that are trying to change the narrative of how the football club is viewed by the fans. And one of their pieces of advice is to sit there and pretend like everything that was happening under the football club was under Daniel Levy's remit. Yeah. And Daniel Levy, just like Vinay, was working under the same owners. He's working under the exact same owners as they always did do, right? It's still Joe Lewis's baby. It's still Vivian and Charlie's puppy. It's still Collicott and all these guys that have been there the whole time. To pretend like this new majority owner is entirely different to the previous regime is absolute nonsense. Anyone that's got two brain cells between their ears will know that Daniel Levy went to Joe Lewis. He went to the Lewis Family Trust and asked for more money, and they turned him down. So, like this lipstick on a pig thing, it's been really offensive to me for the lot since they came in and pretended like they even got Thomas Frank on board saying, "Oh, the majority owners, they want to show all the ambition." By the way, insufficient on-field activity, right? Not enough prioritizing of the on-field stuff. You had a January window. What did you do? The square root of fuck all. Like it's absolutely it's so insulting that he thinks he can come out and say that after being here a year when he's had time, even though what he might be saying to some degree is true about the previous versions. It's still the same people except for one guy, and that guy isn't here, but you're here to take his place. You've had the chance to make a difference, and you've done square root of nothing.
Made it worse, arguably.
Made it a lot worse, inarguably.
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about it still.
Damn.
He's an arrogant gooner who's coming to ruin our club. Arrogant.
He was the guy that wanted to keep Thomas Frank, but the Lewis family was like, "Nah, we're stepping in and making a decision for you, right?" And dude,
I do think some of it is.
Was it the right decision? Was it the right decision?
Yes, because if someone's bad at their job and then the following person is bad at their job as well, maybe worse, you still justified for you. You tried. You did the right thing by getting rid of the guy who's bad at his job. But
only if you had a plan.
Yeah.
If you're gonna organize a coup, then you better know what you want to do once the king is dead.
Yeah. Yes. Have a succession plan.
And I think on a lot of things, like I've said, I do try and look on this on both sides. On the business side, again, you can't really fault them overall. Whereas on the football side, it has just been sheer. I mean, can you say they didn't even try at times?
Yeah.
Well, it definitely didn't look like it, or was it just fuck up after fuck up after fuck
when
up?
If Spurs ever pushed,
when it comes down to it, I agree. But when it comes down to it, I also do think to an extent that Levy was a bit of a scapegoat at times, because when it comes down to the crunch, there was always the Don up top. Levy weren't the runner, he weren't the owner. He just did the main work and just took it all on the chin when it went wrong, and then still got a bollocking when it went right.
And on that aspect, yes, he screwed up so much on the football side, got the business side right and everything. But at the end of the day, he was still an employed man by the bigger problem. Levy was not the problem at Tottenham Hotspur, like a lot of people seem to think he is, because they can't get him out there, because they just can't get him out their head. And when it comes down to it, he wasn't the one and only problem at Spurs. The problem at Spurs is the top. Enid,
Dan,
they are
do you
the
know what it
ones
is,
that
though?
hold it.
No, you're right. Listen, I agree with you. But do you know what it is with Levy? He was the only one that owned the business, a percentage ownership, that also was running the business as well.
I do get both sides of it still. I just try to see both sides.
Levy
of the
was the only
situation.
man with all his fingers in every pie.
Oh,
he
he had his fingers in so many pies. I bet you he's got mold under his fingernails by now. The amount of hands he's had his pies in, the amount of pies the man's had his hands in, he's got moldy fingers. But with it, and that was one of his biggest problems. If maybe that he would have just backed off on the business side and trying to scrimp and scrape every penny to save a pound sort of thing, maybe he wouldn't have been such a failure at Spurs. But he did. We will never know sort of thing. And again, I'll just put it there is more than one side to a bloody story. There always is. And when you have a debate with a woman, there's usually 10 sides to a story. But that's just how it works.
And you're always on the wrong end of it. You're always on the wrong end of the side.
No, mate, always make sure I'm on the right end. Trust me, I ain't into that. When it comes down to that one, I just do think he was used as a bit of a scapegoat at times. And now it does show.
Lubo's head is about to explode.
No, that's just where he needs a bit of sun cream.
That's right.
That's just where he needs a bit of sun
Come
cream.
on, Lubo, give a rebuff.
Listen, guys, at the end of the day, you can all talk about, oh, he's such a brilliant businessman. He ignored the main part. Hang on a sec. He ignored the main part of the business. How good is that? Tell me. And if we go down because of Levy's legacy, the club's worth half what it was.
Ian,
Such a great businessman.
Everything I just said went straight over your head, mate. That's all I'm saying to you.
Dan, you're a football fan.
There was bigger.
You're a football fan.
But I'm also a person that looks at life in more than one direction. That's why I don't get hit by a car every time I walk across the bloody road.
What do you support?
Why do you support Dan? You're a football
If I only
fan.
look on the left side, mate, that side's going to run me over. Sorry, I'm not as one-sided as some people. He was still working for people higher than him, and if they weren't happy with what he was doing,
Dan, can I ask you a question?
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Was it right? Was it right for them to remove Levy?
I think the way they went about it, I don't think it was necessarily the right way to do it. I think it was too much.
I'm not asking the method. I'm saying, was it right to remove him from chairman?
Yes. Yes.
So you kind of agree with Lupo then? You kind of agree with Lupo?
I agree with both, but I've already said that. I agree with both sides.
Stop sitting on the fence, Dan.
Keep him there. No, I just look at it on both sides.
Fence
As a chairman for the football club, he was not good.
Dan,
but
get
as the
off the
businessman
fence,
side, so on that aspect, but after 25 years, he had to go. Blatantly, he had to go. No two ways about it. But the way they've gone and done it, I don't think they've done themselves no favours in the process.
He owned quarter of the business, didn't he? He owned quarter of the business. 29% he owns.
The boss. But there was still bigger.
Yeah, see?
There was still bigger that he had to answer to. It was not his money that went in and out of it and everything. There was still
that's why he got fired.
Yes.
Do you know the only thing that I disagreed with it? Because I was super happy he went. You know, I was partying. But the one thing I disagreed was that the one thing that I disagreed with, and I said at the time, is they should have kept him for a year for a transitional phase so that they can understand what they're actually going to be running.
6 months
instead of the shock period, though, basically, because it looked like
they clearly found something in the audit that he did naughty, and that's why they pulled him out quickly.
Yeah. What do you think he actually did, guys? Like, we wouldn't. It's hypothetical.
I don't think he did.
25 years of mismanagement, Danny. 25
That's
years.
a question. Jesus.
There's a Uriah Heep song called "Stealing When He Should Have Been a Buying."
By the way, guys, Go on, Simon. Let Simon speak.
No, I was just going to say, actually, it's quite an interesting point, because if you had logic, you would have kept him on as like, well, it'd be his decision anyway. He may not like the step down from chairman, but you would like to think he would be kept on as like a commercial director or something in the business side, and bring in a football person. But that didn't happen. And what was really confusing to me was just like the abruptness of him going. And it was just like, cut the cake, off you go, done. So I was not a fan of Levy, but like I think when you've been somewhere for 25 years, irrespective, there is a respect from the owners or the club to do things in a decent formality. It just stunts right? Again that something deep is going on. Exactly what Sean said. I've thought this for a long time. There's something in the background. I know they're doing their financial investigation stuff, but there's got to be something bigger.
What do you think it could be, Si? What do you think it could be?
I have no idea. If you're guessing, who knows what he's been doing over the last
on a certain file?
Are you saying he went to an island somewhere on the other side of the planet?
Sean, is he in the Epstein files?
Well, some financial records or something come out. And the silence of Levy since then as well is
you've heard like
he wasn't on any island. He wasn't on any island. Okay, he wasn't on any. He didn't come to my island.
Oh my God. This is my first live stream. What a way to start the channel. I can't wait.
But you don't need any of that anymore. Bring Sean on and he can.
Let's Simon finish, guys. Let's Si finish. 1 minute. Let's Si finish.
I want to.
Oh no, I was done, mate.
I wanted to ask Si actually. Like,
sorry.
If it is that bad, right? It must have been something to do with like either him personally. What I think it is that the club have wanted to sell for a while, right? And there's something to do with the way that he was trying to structure himself within Spurs, so that if there was a inevitability, which I think a lot of us saw coming because of Joe Lewis getting older, his kids, Vivian, especially Vivian, did not get along with Levy, right? Him trying to position himself in a way where that he's trying to do everything to try and maximize what he can get out of Spurs when that time is up, because he doesn't have the majority share, so he can't make the decisions that the Enoch can make, right? So do you think it could be something to do with the way that he was also stopping the club selling up as well? Because we heard it so many times.
So many speculations. I mean, you could argue like, where's the naming rights to the stadium? Why is that taken? There's so many unanswered questions, and that maybe has trickled down in the club as well. Not necessarily the information to the players, but like I just feel like there's an escalation downwards since all these things have happened. Like everyone can speculate that no one's going to get the answers, as said, until like financial records come out or someone does some random interview out of nowhere. Levy's being very quiet, completely distancing himself from anything. There's, as far as I'm aware, there's no like proper interviews or anything occurring apart from a couple of snippets here and there. And as I said, the way that it was done was just audacious. Like it was just, it was completely out of the blue. Many expected him to go at some point. But I felt the fashion of it was very, very strange.
Abrupt.
And this whole like Vinay thing is just a puzzle to me in any way. Like the whole appointment of that.
You thought he would resign, wouldn't you? Instead of just literally being thrown under a bus, innit? It was mad.
That's
you
what
thought
I mean,
they'd
mate.
at least let him stop out and say.
Exactly. You've been there 25 years. Like there's an element of respect, unless something drastic has happened. Because if you've had someone there for 25 years and you go, do you know what? We don't really like you or whatever, you don't want to be here anymore, go out in a nice way, resign.
With a little bit of pride as such, innit?
There was none of it. There was not.
It was weird, wasn't it? Gary Neville show, didn't
they?
It?
Literally,
had a big argument and gone, you're out the door.
The way they done it.
It could be threats, it could be anything.
Do you think we'll ever find out?
They might as well have stuck him on a guillotine, innit? The way they done it. Not that I'm complaining, but the way they done it, I must admit, I think that it shocked everybody in such a way. Like it was what the fuck? Like people were not just the fact it was what the hell that Levy had just left the shock.
No
but the way they done it. literally
Also, right, you know,
baked potato. See you later.
Yeah, unceremoniously.
He's also still doing the things that try to entice the fan base, as he's done for the last 25 years, where he tickles something under the balls of people, and like they go, oh, actually that's quite nice. Like what happened recently with Harry Redknapp, right? Harry Redknapp saying that he spoke to Daniel Levy, and Daniel Levy said that he would hire him back if he was in charge, right? That is exactly the sort of shit Daniel Levy loved doing, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because in no way in hell would Daniel Levy have hired Harry Redknapp, but he knows that Harry Redknapp's going to be speaking about it if Harry Redknapp is asked the question. Timing, exactly. Yeah. The timing. Daniel Levy is a master manipulator. He's a master.
PR, everything.
Yeah. He is incredible at manipulating people, because he's manipulated the Spurs fans for 25 years. Look at what the Spurs, he's divide and conquer, right? That's what it is, divide and conquer.
Yes.
And that is what
trick in the book.
And that is what Daniel Levy
did. I think something will come out, and it will be from his presence in a secretive way, or however you want to do it. I think he'll slowly but surely start buying back, and some element of truth will come out of it. But equally, his silence kind of prevails the fact that something is wrong in the background for a number of years that he's being not necessarily caught out on, but like something's not right. Like, and we're not stupid.
I believe, I honestly believe, because of the way Daniel Levy has run this football club, I honestly believe that he has been trying to maximize his potential earnings that he can get once he leaves Spurs, right? And I think that's something to do with whatever is going on with the Northumberland project, the revenue streams, everything, the potential naming rights deal. He has done something to do with that.
Like financial fraud.
These companies haven't gone anywhere either.
Information or something. Or
wait, hold on, Steve. Say it again, sorry.
Are you saying like
these companies haven't gone anywhere? Like they're still there. He's still associated with Tottenham. It's like the Labour Conservatives, they're all the same people. They claim they've resigned from government. They go into a different department. I'm not saying Daniel Levy's gone to a different department of Tottenham. His companies are still very much associated, and his company's involved in the entertainment sector of the stadium. He hasn't gone anywhere. So like he's still very much involved in that.
Do you think they might have just sort of literally just done it that way, get him out of the way, but actually left him there quietly on the business
still
side?
Be there, mate. And
because that would be
because of our government and everything, and the way the world works, is that I could actually 100% believe that he's still doing.
Do you know what, mate? I could go with that, because if you think about it logically, it wouldn't be the most stupid thing to do. Like I've said to people before, I mean, it's a personal opinion again. Give me a choice of running this club. I'll take Levy back all day long, but if he comes within 100 foot of the football pitch or anywhere near the football sort of thing, you baked potato, mate. You're going to get.
Do you think
you're going to get your wings kicked? You ain't walking again. But then let the director of football totally deal with the football. So do you think that they could have just kept him in like they did Paratici, basically, to an extent? And just use him for what he is actually at his best at, and that is the business side, like it should have been all along.
That's definitely plausible. And if you look at, as I said, like the real estate aspects we were talking about earlier, like he has so much involvement and so much financial integration with all of that area. It's not like we've ticked the box and said he's completely gone. It's impossible until he sells all that stake, and he sells all those ridiculous. How many companies he's got involved in Tottenham? It's unbelievable. And they've not gone anywhere. They haven't dissolved. They haven't dispersed. They haven't sold.
They're subsidiaries, right? They're subsidiary companies.
Yeah,
I think so. I don't know how he structured it, but they all come under some strange names like Levy, family, whatever. It's a fantastic topic that someone needs to go and do a lot more research on it, because I think it doesn't add up to me. It doesn't add up.
Yeah, you know what? I can go with what you're saying. Can I just ask you one more thing? Can I just ask you one more thing, quick, Ian? Sorry. And no, because I'm properly interested in what you're saying, because I do agree with a lot of stuff, not just in football. It goes a lot deeper than the narrow mind sees it as such. Yeah, a lot of people only see what they want to see, or a lot of people, if you don't actually know what you're doing or what you're looking for, it doesn't mean someone's stupid or whatever. It just, if you don't know, you don't bloody know how it works.
Yeah.
Some people can use an iPhone, some people can't, basically.
Yeah, if
So
if
do you
you're
know
a good
what?
magician, you give them this hand, but you do something over here.
Exactly. Like I've said, someone might be able to put me in front of a computer room in an office and that. I'm absolutely screwed. Now come down my end and do some door work, see if you can handle that. It's everyone's different. And do you know what? I can totally go with what you're saying, but maybe they just did what they did for the flashlight at Spurs, basically. Again, another thing, gut the fans up straight away, give them some time and that, which has totally backfired on them, by the way they've done it in such a mental system, and just kept him in it to use him what he's actually good at and keep it quiet. Where it goes that deeper, people aren't wanting to look at that. They're just starting to go on about how bad the new person is we got, but it still always directs to Daniel Levy because of his 25 years, because of this, because people can't seem to forget him. And I don't know. Do you know what? I can totally go with what you're saying. I get where you're coming from.
I think they're trying to devalue
something don't smell right here, does it? Something don't act up right here, does
you
it?
know that interview he did on the
Anyway,
overnight?
sorry, Lubo. It was just I'm interested in what the fella was saying. That's all.
Can I just say that something's gone on?
Yeah.
Levy's father and Joe Lewis are lifelong best friends.
Yeah.
Joe Lewis is Daniel Levy's godfather.
Yep.
So that's what I said on a show earlier, didn't I, Dan? I don't think, because Johnny was saying that he thinks Levy put himself, and you said the same, put his fingers in so many pies that you make yourself indispensable.
Yeah.
But
as long as you hit that spot.
He wasn't, bearing in mind the family history.
By fingering exercise. Yeah.
He wouldn't have been. He wouldn't have been expecting that. He wouldn't have been expecting
also,
that.
Lobo didn't he? He was the guy that basically mentored Daniel Levy as well.
Correct. That's right.
So this is what
him.
And because their families are close, this is what doesn't make sense. It's like, and the way they just abruptly he's gone as if he's done something wrong. It's hard to fit. Well, there's so many different.
Do you think it stinks? Do you think it stinks, guys?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I think what Sai said as well, just about how it's kind of all the information is, or some of the information is filtered down. I think it's filtered down so much so that it's affecting everyone, and even the players and the staff within the club have heard things that maybe they shouldn't have heard, and have seen things they shouldn't have seen. And then when you've got players coming out, players fighting with fans, and then players
money not being spent, mate. Like this kind of shit.
You know what it is, man.
It's the false promises, isn't it?
Something illegal happened. Something illegal.
The tea lady, the tea lady walked in before the video was taken with Levy and V9. Now we know where the hand was. That's the issue.
Yeah. There was a bit of tickling of the old balls then, Dan.
That's done it, mate. Now we know where we are.
Ellie, you're meant to leave it hanging. You're not meant to actually say exactly what.
Well, no, Lubo, you ain't meant to leave it hanging, mate. Not in this day.
No, I just say it as I see it.
It might have been
honestly, guys, I've got to go in a step. I generally think they're devaluing it on purpose. It's almost like an Enron situation back in the 90s. You've got to remember, players are assets. They are, taxable depreciation values, like you name it, in a business entity. It wouldn't surprise me if they're trying to devalue it because it is overvalued to an extent. And have a new owner come in next year, buy it, whether it's in the Premier League at a low position or Championship, because they know that they can take it on to another level anyway, just because of the real estate.
I want to ask you something. Like what people do with shares, basically, at times with business.
Mate,
they usually let the business go down.
They sell
all their shares at a good price, as everyone could see it coming down. But then a load of people also start buying in for it. So the shares come up, and basically the same company or connections go and buy it for even cheaper, where they've sold it for more with the shares.
Made so much
you know what, mate? I think you've got.
To now.
I can go with what you're saying, but then something just ain't right here, is it?
This money tomorrow, and it would still be up a significant amount from the investment.
They're not going to go in negative equity in any means or manner, are they?
No. But the question is, this is the question that I have on this exact thing. why would, as a business owner, right? Why would you want the team to lose, to be devalued, right? To then lose more than half of what you potentially could get. What's for the value of what the club is actually worth right now, which is 3.5, 4 billion. But if you go down to the championship,
value,
it's like,
you can also represent a value in a what's the word, like in your mind.
To get the bidding war going, basically, like what's just been said on here, basically start kicking it down a bit because maybe Spurs is worth a bit too much. Get it down a bit so people want to jump in and do it, and there's a bit of a.
You've got your definitive value, the exact value of your real estate, your stadium, players, blah, blah, blah. You can also add on top of that thinking, well, we think it's valued at this.
Brand value.
Yeah.
Try and get the bite.
Yeah.
No, the bite's not there. Okay, well,
basically go fishing, innit? Go fishing, innit?
Sorry, guys.
I don't know how much, Sean, how much was Tottenham bought for in 2001? I can't remember.
22 million.
It was worth 79 million when they took it over. It was worth 79
I thought it was about £100 million they bought it for.
No, they bought 100 million.
They bought it for less, but it was worth
4 billion.
They bought it for 22 million, and then they started increasing their shares up until
I think it was
about
about
80 million pounds.
Total.
So
it's not worth 4 billion. After the debt,
why would they devalue it?
When they bought it,
that 1 billion doesn't really matter to them.
It's not worth 4 billion quid. It's like the debt on the stadium that gets knocked off it, right? So someone might buy it for 3.5 or 4 billion.
So you think they're doing this on purpose?
No. Why?
Of course not.
Why?
No, I'm saying like if they want to devalue it, so it makes it
why
easier
would they
to
want to
sell.
devalue it? It's ridiculous.
The only reason you'd want to devalue the business is if you're planning to buy Levy's stock.
They don't take any money out in dividends, right? So all of their money is left in the football club, regardless. So if you're selling, obviously, if you're selling players, like actual valuation of players, realized value versus like paper value are two different things. That's why some players go for 50 million, some people go for 60, depending on demand, right? So there might be an argument that if they are planning a sale and they think that they can get more money now than they could in the future for the players, and they can get that money onto the books, be able to raise the cash levels, etc. Those sorts of things are possible, but to do that and to face the inevitability of going down, where your revenue streams are going to drop by 45% on commercial, on match day, on TV broadcast money, no European campaign money either. Like, there's absolutely no logic to that being big. Like, it's like I don't know. It's like Apple saying, you know what, I'm trying to, whoever the major shareholder is saying, let's sort of delist the iPhone or the services section because it makes the business more appealing at a lower price point. The reason why the price point was higher is because you've got other business sources and revenue. It doesn't make any sense to do that deliberately.
Sean, if you wanted to buy Levy shares, is devaluing the club not going to make it cheaper to buy those shares?
But you're devaluing your own. So you're saying if the owners want to buy Daniel Levy stake off,
they're doing it to devalue.
Daniel Levy will be aware of that, right? Daniel Levy will say no.
But could they be devaluing it? Just hypothetical, because it will devalue Daniel Levy's share too.
But Dan,
that's why.
Steve,
devaluing your own stock.
Steve, why would you lose money, Danny? Why would you lose money on 70% to save money on 30? Work it out.
Maybe they're looking at long term.
You're not selling your shares. You're not selling yours.
Long term. It look like Danny, to be fair.
And they're not looking at.
They're buying
they might just be looking at getting Levy out of him for cheaper, basically, with whatever they do for it. They probably ain't planning on doing it the next year. And if they're going to do it, they're still looking at a 5 mile radius, basically, and already got a plan or whatever. And if they can get his shares down by a value of, say,
he's not going to sell it, is he?
Yeah, hold on. I want to hear what side.
But then, if he goes into panic, basically, you just don't know, do you? And he might just think, well, bollocks, this could go under and throw it. It's all ifs, buts, and maybes. Yeah, and so they get his side down, have his bit, and then within the next 5 miles, next 5 years, 6 years, or whatever, build it up, because we know they ain't short term and they're business. And business don't work what you do tomorrow.
As well, though, because you're talking about the real estate. North London real estate, like London and the rest of the world in certain places, is substantially increasing all the time.
So just because we go down,
a phenomenal amount of estate in that area and planned development for the next 5-10 years.
Daniel
so you could take
aware of that, though, Simon, isn't he?
You could take a hit for a year, knowing that in 5-10 years' time it doesn't matter. You're obliterating.
Hang on, guys, just have a bit of common sense here. If the argument is that you want to devalue the overall value of Tottenham Hotspur to try to sucker Daniel Levy into selling, there's two problems with that. One is Daniel Levy's a smart guy who built up all of the things that create the value in the first place. He's not going to sit there and not see that coming. And secondly, you're dealing with Daniel Levy, the monster that you created. It's like Frankenstein. He's the guy that's
where you're coming from as well.
He's the guy that has a zero-sum approach to negotiations. He's not going to sit there and go, "Oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Yeah, go on then. Knock 25% off my valuation."
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah, well, according to
he'll be on board.
According to Harry Redknapp. Harry Redknapp said the other day, he said, I spoke Daniel Levy phoned me and told me how they frog marched him out. Absolutely crazy. It was absolutely weird. It was such a strange thing to hear. I hadn't heard from Daniel for the best part of 12 years. But yeah, he phoned me up and said to me, "Harry, if I was still there, I'd be bringing you in a heartbeat till the end of the season." But he also told me about how they frog marched him out of the training ground. So I don't know. I think the whole thing, I think Daniel Levy must have done something. They must have uncovered something.
I disagree.
And they've decided.
I disagree.
Well, I don't know. It's not like me to sit here and pretend like I'm I'm not going to speculate on things that make Daniel Levy worse.
It's all opinions. Yeah. I actually think that they're trying to engineer something on him that doesn't exist to get him out, and they're trying to fabricate him. I actually think he knows he's not done anything wrong. And it's the Lewis family that are trying to get something on him. They're trying to create something. I honestly think that's what's happening.
That might be the case.
It reminds me. Yeah. So it's always hire a PR firm to make up some fake scandal.
25 years, and no one knew what he was doing.
A big PR firm, doesn't he?
Mate,
sure he does.
How can you have a guy in charge for 25 years and you have no idea what he's doing? I don't buy that.
It's the same sort of thing with Ponzi schemes, isn't it? No one asks questions as long as the money keeps rolling in.
Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
Well,
if anything's going on,
so is Tottenham one big Ponzi scheme then?
Yes,
possibly. just quickly, how isn't Igor Tudor a fucking good-looking bloke if he had a bit of hair? Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I didn't look at him and think he was good looking when he was bald, but he's looking with a bit of hair on his head. That guy was a good looking top fella, top lad.
Has anyone ever seen the film The Accountant?
Yeah.
That's what we need to get in here. We need to get the autistic fella that is absolute quality at what he does to go in there, sort it out on the wall and everything for the next night, to sort out the business, to see where it stands, to whether they're going to put Levy under the bus or Levy's going to do it to them. That's what you get to get in there.
It's literally the way it looks, Dan, is like that, isn't it? It looks like it's who's going to be the one that's going to come out as the main villain. Is it going to be Levy or is it going to be?
They're all villains, all of them.
He's absolutely quality. I love the way he does it. The accountant, mate, the way he sits there all night on that wall and everything.
Daniel's
he's so
right
focused because he's autistic.
They're all Rollins.
Daniel,
so this is Igor Tudor when he was a footballer.
Fucking good.
Igor Tudor was a good player.
Good looking lad. Fucking look at the state of that. Absolutely good looking guy.
He does look a bit. He does it like a model, doesn't he? He's got a bit of a
absolute heartthrob.
Ellie, what do you reckon, Ellie, as the female on the panel?
Yeah, objectify the male.
He's okay.
Would you tickle his balls, Ellie?
I'm a married woman. What are you talking about?
Ellie, is this more up your street? A bit of Charrington.
No, if you put,
I mean, come on, Lubo. I'm
if you put David Ginola up, then we're talking.
Hang on a second, Ellie. Come on. Lubo should be stepping in here.
David Ginola is my standard.
Ellie, Lubo should be stepping in here saying there's a woman on the show. Show some respect.
Absolutely.
Talk to her like that.
It's okay. I can take it. I'm one of the lads.
Ellie's more of a lad than us.
Yeah, I'm one of the lads.
Yeah, but I'm saying Lubo's still probably got a bit of chivalry built into him, where all of us have had it kicked out of us, basically. So he's probably still got a bit of
It's
chivalry.
all right. I can take it. Where's my David Ginola? That's what I want to know.
I'm bringing him up right now for you, Ellie. Don't worry about that.
Thank you.
Michael. By the way, welcome to the show, bro.
Yeah.
How you doing, Michael? You all right? We're listen, talk about whatever you want because everyone else has. I've tried, but it's
nobody wants to talk about the football side.
No wonder. Danny told me to come on like 3 hours ago, and I told him I'm watching Knight of Seven Kingdoms, like the HBO series.
Much
And
more
that,
interesting.
it's fucking better than talking about this club. But still,
Yeah.
alas, I thought that I will join you guys to share the misery between us all. Yeah. I was wondering actually, Stella, I was actually wondering what I'm about to say, right? But I think you will like it. I think I'm part of Stelagation, mate.
Yes, Michael.
Yeah.
No,
Stelagation, Sam, come on.
I'm approaching this from a bit of a different angle, right? Because like logically, relegation is a fucked up thing, right? Nothing good will come of it, right? But I'm approaching it from a different angle, as I said, right? For me, this club for the past 2 years has given me so much like pain, misery, embarrassment, and all that stuff, that honestly I'm at the point where fuck them, I hope they suffer too. Like I'm in the camp of like I don't care. Like basically the apathy I have towards this club is on such a level that if we get relegated, so fucking be it, right? I've said it to a friend of mine. My biggest worry if we get relegated is where the fuck will I watch Championship in Poland? Because nobody streams it. So like, I have no clue where will I watch.
Give you my Paramount Plus info. They got Championship games on there.
Yeah, like I will find it somewhere.
VPN.
Right? Yeah, Danny, you bum. I wrote to you an hour ago to send me a
saw
link.
it just now. Yeah,
he just texted me on WhatsApp like, "Oh, sorry, mate, I forgot to send you the link." No, honestly, like I know, I know it's. That's a good one. Like, honestly, when I joined, the first thing I thought, right, you are in Cyprus and you are sitting in front of a white stone wall. Like, how fucking stereotypical can it get?
Mate,
And they're 2 hours ahead in Cyprus as well.
Mate, someone messaged me today saying, "Be honest, are you streaming from a church?" I'm like,
No.
It's that beautiful wall at the back of you.
The vicar let me in at 12 at night to stream Tottenham.
No. Yeah, as I said, like on a serious note, I know all of you guys are done with this delegation talk, right? I know we won't be starting another talk about it. I just wanted to say that I am indifferent, right? If they get relegated, so fucking be it. I'm beyond caring. And honestly, with what's happening in recent matches, I think the football gods are against us. Like the whole fucking Romero Palinha concussion on top of whatever is going on with
unbelievable
with the state of this club. Like,
you couldn't write it, man.
Honestly, right? All I'm doing is just sending like the injury reports to my friends with like there is this gif of a guy, like a tired guy smoking. Like, like it's so fucking done with this, right? It's every single news, like every single day. Whenever I read news about this cup, it's like whatever, man. Like,
who is Jordan now? I'm trying to work.
Hello, Eli. My name is David Ginola. Hello, Eli. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi, Eli?
Yeah. Mate, you look more like Conte than Ginola.
Yeah, that's what
I was going to say.
Include Sever in this because he loves David Ginola more than me.
I thought it was Antonio on there.
No.
I was trying to work out who it was.
Looks like Antonio.
This a club. 20 years.
He should have said
25 years.
This club. This club. 26 years. These are honest. The same thing.
Now Antonio is a handsome fella.
These
He's a Jed Spence. He's not my signing. He's a club.
It's a club signing.
The club wants
the club.
Jed.
I'm not playing him. I'm not playing him.
What fucking state is this club in? Like, honestly, look at us like a bunch of fucking lunatics.
It's a club.
Mate, we literally are a lunatic asylum, man.
Yeah.
Still, I just added a picture for you, mate. Try that.
Oh my god, I look like a mafia. I look like a North London Greek gangster from Holloway or something.
Maybe it's because you are.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good picture.
You guys, do you watch that Chris Thatcher? He's brilliant.
Like Delegation, no excuses, no mercy.
That's a good one, mate.
Do you know what? Johnny knows all these people. Johnny knows all these really left field controversial people on YouTube I've never heard of. He always says to me, "Oh, you remind me of, someone like Mark Smithers." I'm like, "Who's Mark Smithers?" He goes, "You don't know who that is?" I'm like, "No, I don't. Who is he?" He knows all of them. He knows all these people.
What's that, mate? Still. I told him. I've been saying it still. Been saying it for a long time. Absolutely. I'm going to Harry Redknapp now. Everything I do now goes back to Harry Redknapp.
It's Johnny Redknapp.
You're juggling too many accents, Sean. Honestly.
Yeah.
Guys, listen, I'm gonna wrap it up. It's been 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'm knackered. It's 1:30 a.m. here.
Yeah, get some sleep.
Yeah, I've got a long day tomorrow. But listen, very quickly before we go, say your goodbyes, plug your channels. Lubo,
Score predictions.
Yeah, we'll do score predictions as well, and your score prediction. Go
on. Score prediction 6-2 Liverpool. As I said last night, nothing's changed. No, I'm having a weekend off podcast. I've done 4 today. So today's been the podcast day. I'm having a weekend out.
Is that why your eye keeps twitching?
He'll be back.
and I shall see you all Monday night for the Spurs 5.
Big up to Lubo.
Along with Harry, Poch, Donald Trump, Brennan Johnson, and all of them. We have them all on the show.
Brennan.
And all the famous AI characters.
Antonio Conte, yeah.
It's a club.
We've got Brennan now. Steve, when you next on, what's your, as a neutral, what's your prediction for the Spurs Liverpool?
I'll go 3-1 Liverpool. 3-1.
Mate,
3-1.
We are going to have fucking Dragusin and Poro as centre backs. maybe you want to rethink your prediction. Like I know Liverpool are not great at scoring, right? But
that's the only reason why I am.
Mate, if Vicario slips and gives them the first goal, I'm walking out. I'm not even going to watch the game. If he does,
I bet you something stupid will happen.
Yeah, 100%.
Like something dumb will happen.
You know what's going to happen?
They'll probably hit the bar. Hit Vicario's head.
No, it'll go worse than that, Ellie. The way it's going to go is it's going to be 0-0 or something like that, or 1-1. We just need that point, and in something like the 99th minute, Vicario is going to throw it in the back of his own net or something. You just know he's going to. You know what I mean?
What's the record? What's the record for the highest scoreline? I think it's 9-0, right?
No, it was Man United beat someone 9.
No, was it?
Yeah.
9-0. I think.
Wigan. I think Wigan were.
Wigan was 9-1. No, it was
9-1.
Like
Bristol Rovers.
I watched Spurs score 5 goals for Tottenham in a high-scoring game once. We scored 9.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but it was 9-1. It was 9-1. Or 8-1, I think.
Are you talking about
9-1 it was against Wigan?
That's the one where Defoe scored 4.
I'm talking about like
he scored
in the
5.
Premier League. In the Premier League, right? In the Premier League, what's the biggest like score? Like not Spurs, like overall. I think it's 9-0. Southampton lost. Yeah, Southampton lost to Leicester or something like that.
Manchester City, didn't they?
It was Man United. I thought Man United won like 9-0. Man United Ipswich like 96 or something.
Still.
Man United beat Arsenal 8-0, didn't they?
8-2.
8-2. Was it?
As we got Mickey van der Ven on the show now, can we hear from Mickey why he's suspended?
Hey guys, I just want to remind everybody I'm not the rat. Okay, I'm not the rat. Okay, I might have got suspended for some bad tackles, but I'm not the rat. I don't really give a shit about the Tottenham.
Why do you sound like an American with a lisp?
I know I can't do the Dutch accent. I'm trying to work it out.
Dutch accent? My name is Mickey Mouse, and all I do is run fast. All I do is run fast.
Talking like you got a
You sound Scottish, Steve.
Fucking hell! I'm trying to do 12 accents in one night. Like, give me a break, guys. I'm not a comedian.
Right, 1 minute. Lubo's gone 6-1. Steve, you've gone 3-1.
6-2.
Sorry, 6-2.
3-1, and I'm live
3-1.
in 5 minutes. Chelsea Newcastle preview. There's my channel plug, Strasbourg.
Okay, I'll forward people onto you.
Thank you.
That's cool. What about you, Michael? What's your prediction?
5-0.
Wow, not even a goal. There goes our goal difference. Danny?
7-2.
Shut up, 7. I'm not conceding 7.
7-2.
100% Lubo will be on YouTube on Sunday night. If it's 7-2, forget what he's saying. He'll find the channel. He'll go on.
No, he won't be. He won't be able to sit
He'll
there.
blame it on Levy.
No, I think Lubo's probably got the closest scoreline where it's going to be. He's not going to be able to handle it sitting there watching Game of Thrones with his missus with all this going on in the background.
Don't blame it on good times. Blame it on a Levy.
No, blame it on the Lubo.
By the way, I just checked. There were 4 times there was a 9-0.
Yeah.
It was United versus Southampton, Liverpool versus Bournemouth, Leicester versus Southampton. Fuck me, Southampton lost 9-0.
Leicester beat Southampton.
Yeah, and United Ipswich 9-0.
Southampton have got Arsenal in the next.
Actually,
FA Cup,
I want to change my prediction. 10-0. We will set the record.
Wow. I think it's going to be a really high scoring game, like for the other team. I think they're going to score like 5 or 6 or 7. It's going to be something like that. It's going to be
okay. 8-5.
Right, let's say this then. Who are we going to do one better than the last game and concede 5 in one half?
Yeah, because we under Tudor we conceded 2, 3, 4, and 5. Right?
Yeah, in every game that's gone on. Yeah.
I think 1 minute, Michael. What's your actual? No, hold on, Danny. What's your score again?
7-2.
You at 7.
7-2.
All right, Dan, where are you at with this game?
4-1.
It's not too bad, you know. 4-1 is not.
I'm trying to be positive for fuck's sake.
Mate, we've already lost 4-1. We've already lost 4-1 twice this year already. It's not that. We're used to it.
No, I think 4-1. I think they're going to totally do us a new one. I use my old saying, walk off the pitch like John Wayne is going to be an understatement. And I reckon they'll already have had the game done and dusted and then just chill out and we'll just get that goal and they'll just turn it up a little bit. That's what I think is going to happen. They're just going to literally chuck us under the bus and then just chill out, basically. Vibrate their legs for the next game.
All right, Shawnee?
5-1. He said disgrace, guys. He said disgrace.
He said disgrace. Last night. Yeah, that's what he said last night. Els?
I've already said mine. I said 3-1 because I don't want to lose 7 or 8-1. That's the only reason.
Neither do I. I don't know.
It's my logic.
So you don't go by what you think. You go by what you don't
I think we're going to lose 6-1, but I'll say 3-1.
She's speaking with that little bit of emotion in her, with that one little percentage of hope that we've all got that we stay up, sort of thing. Quickly, there's that thing called hope. Some people have religion and look onto their whatever you want to call it upstairs. I don't dig religion. I do have hope in my life because if you have no hope, you might as well just give up. I still have that small percentage of hope that Spurs can pull something out of staying up, basically. But I don't think it's going to happen. But you've got to have that bit of hope, that 1%.
It's going to be because another club
is not
a
worse. Fact yet. Yeah. It's not a fact yet.
It is. It's going to be because another club is worse.
I think we're going to stay up because of that.
They might as well call us Tottenham Hotspur, really. Tottenham Hotspur.
Literally.
Well, I said 5-2 last night.
We can be called Tottenham Hotspur right now with the way this cup is going, mate. Like,
Mike, saying that, mate, you might as well call us Tottenham Blanks.
They're not firing.
Yeah, definitely ain't firing right.
No finishers. No finishers in the team.
The only good thing of us going down is that I'm going to go to QPR's grand with my husband.
Yeah, Steve, they ain't swimming nowhere,
I
mate.
get big discounts at QPR, actually. I know a lot of coaches.
Well, I'll go free. That's a very big discount.
Ellie, you can go for lunch at Westfield beforehand.
I know. I went there last time. I went when we played in the friendly.
Can I
we
ask
beat them
Lubo a
2-0,
question?
didn't we?
Lubo, if we go down, what ground are you looking forward to going to the most? Away ground.
Accrington Stanley.
Probably the three I've not been to, which will be Wrexham, Bristol City, and Lincoln. The rest of them.
You've been to the Dell.
If Millwall don't come up, Lubo, don't go there. You'll be a dead man.
No, Lubo. If we go down and Millwall don't come up, and you want to go to the game, I'll get you in the game, but we'll be sitting in the Millwall side, mate. I've got a few mates. Trust me, we can sit in the Millwall side. Just make sure you sit on your fucking hands, otherwise I don't know you.
So inviting, Dan. I can't wait.
I'd love to go so great.
No, I've got a soft spot for Millwall. I used to go there as a teenager all the time, but it was for the wrong reasons. But the football was amusing.
I went right. I went to QPR Millwall this year, and Millwall won 2-1. Right. I went to QPR Millwall, right, and Millwall won 2-1, and they were singing most of the game. They were singing, "Everybody hates us, but we don't care."
Yeah, that's Millwall for you. I've got a soft spot for Millwall. If it weren't Spurs, I'd call Millwall.
Ellie, when I went to Millwall when I was young. It was an FA Cup game, right? And they were chucking all sorts of objects at us, okay? And they were chanting, "Come and have a go if you think you're hard enough. You're going home in a London ambulance."
Yeah, and they wait for you. They wait for you with knuckle dusters at Newham Station.
I was 12 years old. I was 12 years old. And I was shitting. I think I cried the whole game.
No, do you know what the mad one was? The mad one was like everyone had come out and everything was cushy and it was all quiet. And you go and get on the train and that, and it was all clear, but you wouldn't realise half was at that end and half was that end, and then they'd appear in the middle with all the other fans compact together. They got some fucked up stuff there.
You don't go there with any colours. Just something black. Something black. Like you're going to a funeral.
These days you can get away with that, Ellie.
The other potential flashpoint, and just replying to David, yes, I've been to Cardiff City Stadium. We won there 3-0. I think Kane scored 2. We were 3-0 up in 15 minutes on New Year's Day about 4 or 5 years ago. That's another potential flashpoint as well. Cardiff are lunatics, but you just got to park on the right side of the ground. And
all these wonderful experiences for us to enjoy next season.
There's going to be a lot of punch-ups in the Championship. There really is.
No, because in the Championships, there's actually some bollocks in it, whereas in the Premier League, it's got to be one of the pussiest leagues about when you actually come to it, the way they fly about. And that's just being honest.
They'll be crunching balls, not tickling them.
100%. I want to end it on balls. Tickling and crunching balls. Everyone tonight, thank you for watching the channel. Appreciate each and every single one of you. The support has been immense. I truly do appreciate it. Stelagation Squad is live. Thank you to everyone on the panel tonight. Subscribe to all their channels. And I will be doing a watch along on Sunday.
Michael's in it.
Because I thought there's already 10 watch alongs, so then we might as well have 11 watch alongs. Anyway, have a good one. Good weekend. Up the Spurs.
Enoch out.
Fuck this club.
Enoch out. Be not out. Be not the Goon around.